Let me show you.
What's up, y'all? We just got this new anime, and I didn't even know about it, but my friend kept telling me to check it out, so I did. And it's called To Be a Hero X, and I don't know, man. I got like vibes of Tower of God mixed with One Punch Man. It's just a crazy series, and not only that, the art style and animation is very different, but at the same time, it's very unique. Like, look at this.
In a moment of need.
It looks amazing. Like, yo, and this is just the intro right here where we got him facing off, or this hero known as Nice, which is a hell of a name for a hero. Nice, come on, like, he's just that nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, this joke is just, man, just a great. Pretty much, this series is about a world where heroes become heroes based on how much people trust them, how much people love them. You have it where they get empowered by that, and as time goes on and more people trust them, their powers grow and they start to get stronger and stronger. Now you have it where we got this main character. I don't even know his name right now, but you see him right here on the screen. You know, he's a promoter for Nice, which is the #1 hero. And you know, his boss is firing him because his promotion plans suck. His boss is like, yo, you need to get out of here. And he's like, yo, but we need to show the world that anyone can be a hero if given the chance. His boss is pretty much saying like, yo, you know, wake up and realize the truth. That's not possible, which is very sad, man. It is really sad how, you know, how discouraging his boss was to him. But people are like that in real life. But you got this moment right here where, you know, he's looking at Nice on a poster, and you know, Nice has the girlfriend, which is the girl of his dreams, and he's like, yo, F you, Nice. And I guess the pinky means F you in that world, like F you, Nice. And I don't know why, I thought that was hilarious, but then you got this part right here, and it was so, I was dying laughing.
As soon as you get old and ugly,
man. You have it where Nice walks up, you have it where he shows up. And I'm looking like, oh dang, Nice about to talk junk to this kid. He about to beat this kid up. We about to see that he's not such a good guy after all. That's all the things that were running through my head during this moment right here. But you have it where Nice walks up, man. Nice walks up. And this part right here is hilarious as hell. So as he walks up, you got this going on right here. The birds flying past him. You got the slow motion going on. I don't know if he's just moving that fast or if the bird's just flying that damn slow. But this guy's just looking like he's just got all the aura in the world. He's straight aura farming right here. And this nigga's collecting a hell of a fee. But you got it where he walks up to, you know, the main character here. And this scene right here, it really reminds me of, what's the name of them? The Other Guys. I don't know if you remember the Other Guys. It had The Rock and Samuel L. Jackson. It was these two outstanding cops, but how they actually died in the movie was hilarious as hell and unexpected. And this is what it looks like when this Nice guy does it. Like, he throws the thumbs up, like, peep the move, peep the finger, peep the finger shots. I don't know why I got tongue tied right there. I don't know. Like, that shit is just crazy. So when he does that, I'm like, oh, okay, he's about to take off and go fight crime. But no, this dude, whoop, straight fall. So then I'm thinking like, oh, he's about to land in such a cool way and just walk off through the city and just, you know, shout out to his fans. This dude died. That dude died. Like, that shit was hilarious. I don't know if that's what they were going for, but that shit was hilarious. But of course you got it where these people that are actually, like, I guess his sponsor or the people who own the rights to Nice or whatever, they find him at the scene. The main character, they pretty much like, it look like they're going to try to hush him up, but then that's when they realize, like, yo, he kind of looks like Nice if you dye his hair. So this guy ends up becoming the new Nice, and he realized that, like, the more people like him, the stronger he becomes. He actually gets to meet his girlfriend, or Nice girlfriend, and it's someone he always wanted to meet because he has the biggest crush on her, because she's always giving words of encouragement to Nice. I mean, well, to the world, to the people. And you got it where he's trying to figure out why Nice actually offed himself, but at the same time, he's being interviewed by this guy who seems to be a sleazebag who wants to prove that Nice is a phony. And, you know, because this guy's a diehard fan of the girl, he was able to prove that his love was true for Nice, increasing his power because so many people believed in him. But then you find out his boss actually went bankrupt, and his boss comes back as an enemy and starts attacking Nice. And you have this like cool fight scene between Nice and this and his former boss, which I thought was dope because he kind of got payback on his boss. I thought that was a great moment right there. But you see him facing off against his boss, and they actually start clashing and going at it, throwing hands, and it was actually a pretty decent fight scene. I really enjoyed it. And then you got it where he starts to doubt himself, but you have it where, you know, his girlfriend tells him like, yo, you can do this, you can stop him, and he believes that he can be a hero, and he becomes a hero. And you just got this amazing, beautiful scene right here where she grabs his hands and says like, yo, you can be a hero. And then he says like, yo, I am Nice. He accepts that he is Nice now. And then he goes to fight this guy, and it's just, oh man, it's an epic moment right here where you have it where he just punches the hell out this guy, sends him flying, dodges his lasers, and just beat the hell out of his former boss. And I don't know why, I just really like this moment. I thought this was a pretty dope moment. But all in all, man, this series is really damn good. I'm curious to see where it goes, because you have it where he goes to the tower, and I'm imagining it's going to be some type of competition to prove that he's the #1 hero. But you got it where he lays in bed, he's laying next to his girlfriend. But then as things creep up, you know, you got it where he's like, I want to look at her and see how she's doing before I walk off. And when he looks at her, this is when he notices something crazy, like very unexpected, and I'm very curious on how this mystery is going to get solved, and how the rest of the story is actually going to go. But you have it where he turns and he looks at her, well, I want to say his girlfriend, but it's not really his girlfriend, but he looks at her, and then he realized that she's been killed as well. So you had Nice, who was the #1 hero who killed himself, and now you got his girlfriend right here who's found in the bed dead. There's a lot of mysteries, but that's how the first episode ends, and I'm curious to see how this series goes on. I want to say this is actually on Toonami as well, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I think it's on Toonami as well. But all in all, man, this episode was really good for a first episode. But I'm curious to know y'all thoughts on the matter. Let me know down below, and if you like this video, thumb it up. Please subscribe if you want me to continue to talk about this series. Let me know that as well, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Let me show you. What's up, y'all? We just got the latest episode to Be Hero X, and I'm rocking with this series. I'm liking how the animation is constantly switching. Like one moment it looks this way, this moment it looks that way. I'm really rocking with that. I think it's very creative, and if they keep up what they've been doing with these first 2 episodes, this can go down as one of the greatest, you know what I'm saying, of 2025. But I will say they've done such a great job when it comes to this girl, like how we seen her at the end of the last episode, she was dead. And then at this episode, we see that she's not dead, and he's thinking to himself that that it was just a dream. And the scene was just so real, so well done, that it even has me like, nah, man, it had to be real. It had to be. That's the way I'm feeling as a viewer, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one feeling like that. I'm pretty sure some of you guys are saying the same thing, like, yo, nah, man, she was really dead. They must have replaced her. That's what I'm thinking. They had to have replaced her the same way they replaced Nice when he died in episode 1 with Ling Ling. What is it, Ling Ling? Or whatever his name is. But the same way they replaced him with Nice when Nice committed suicide, I feel like the same thing happened with this girl right here. But then you have a moment where she's fussing and she's in an outrage because she says she's been a part of this contract for 3 years and she wants her freedom. She's already able to tell right off the bat that this isn't the Nice that she knows. This is another Nice. So that right there would lead you to believe, well, maybe it was a dream, but a part of me still feels like it wasn't a dream. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. Unless that, you know what I'm saying, this lady right here got her to play the role like, yo, tell them you've been here for, you know, X amount of years and you must play the part of the real girl, you know, who just died. And I don't know why she would tell her that, because it doesn't seem like it would serve any purpose, at least not right now in the story. But yo, I really want to know if I'm going crazy right now, because I feel like, you know, that was real and not a dream. But you guys can let me know. But when it comes to this girl with her teleporting power, I feel sorry for her. Like, you would think because the people believe in you, that's how you get empowered in this series. But because of that, she's kind of cursed, because they envision her, as you can see on the screen, they envision her being right by Nice's side. So whenever she tries to use her portal power, it always takes her straight to Nice, as opposed to wanting her to go anywhere that she wants to go. And I think that sucks. At the same time, it's like, yo, she's tortured by the fame that she desired. It's insane. I'm really liking this show. I'm really digging how they're trying to work with the powers. Like, just because you got power, it doesn't necessarily mean you're happy, your life will be great. And you see a Ling, which you know, is currently Nice, or pretending to be Nice. He hasn't seen the horrors of being a hero. Right now, he thinks he's living the best life, and soon he will be like her, where he's dreading this. He wants out. You see that she's been trying to get out for years. She doesn't want to be Nice's girlfriend anymore. And you see that the lady, the head of the organization, she's trying to push for them to even get married. So much so that she locked them in a room together. They've been in this room together for a whole month, hoping that their bond would actually, you know, grow stronger and they would fall for one another, which wasn't a bad plan on her part, and it actually worked to a certain extent. But she still wanted this freedom. That's what she craved. So you have it where Nice comes up with this idea where he'll face off against this villain. And I ain't gonna lie, yo, like, there were parts of this battle that was just amazing, man. I really like the animations when it switch up, when these two are fighting. It was, oh my gosh, it was beautiful. Don't get me wrong, not every scene was perfect, but it was beautiful, especially with old girl using her portals. Like, the way she was utilizing her portals, oh my gosh, and Nice was taking advantage of it. Like, there was so many beautiful moments in this episode. And just, I love the impact frames. And like, every time someone throws a blow, like, these shits just look devastating. Like damn, like, come on, Ling, don't go all out. But yo, all in all, man, I'm really enjoying this series, man. You got it where he comes up with the idea for the girl to die in battle, that way setting her free. And you know, the public, they would love Nice even more, because he's going to be suffering from tragedy. And you got it where this guy, he used to be an advertiser, so he knows what needs to be done to catch the people's eyes, and he comes up with this amazing plan. And I'm not gonna lie, for this guy, he felt sad. He felt sorry, because he know he would have to separate from the girl he truly likes, but he wanted to set her free. And then we got this story about this guy who, it seems like, he says he was friends with the original Nice, but it seems like it was so much more, at least in my opinion. Maybe I'm overlooking it. And you got it where he's like, yo, man, what happened? Why haven't you been answering me? What happened to the real Nice? He's able to tell right off the bat. He says, from the moment you spoke, I knew you wasn't Nice. So what happened to him? And you have it where Ling goes to tell him, like, yo, Nice died. He committed, you know, and he's no longer here. And that right there, man, it looked like it broke this guy. That's what leads me to believe it was so much more than just a regular friendship. That's just the vibe I'm getting. I could be wrong, but that's just the vibe I'm getting. And he speaks on how him and Knight's dream was to become heroes. And of course, you have it where the head lady, she had different plans for him. She made Knight the hero and made him his arch nemesis, and eventually Knight stopped communicating with him. And I imagine it was because Knight was fed up with the lie that he was living. He was just like this girl where he was living the dream that he thought he wanted, and eventually realized he was a prisoner within his own dream, and he wanted out of it. And he's seen that, the S word was the only way out. I'm not even sure if I could say that on YouTube. I felt like I just said it plenty of times. But then you have this moment where they actually managed to defeat this villain. You see the tear coming from his face as he's falling to his demise, and you got it nice where, Knight is standing there, and he looks at the girl, and she says like, "Yo, I was so focused on helping you, I didn't even realize, I didn't even take the time to look out for myself." And you see she has this wound on her. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all guys. Now, I know the plan was for her to, fake die so that she could get out of her contract. But when this part happened and I was actually watching it, I thought it was real. I was like, yo, damn. Nah, bruh. She really gone. I was feeling sorry for her because I'm thinking like, yo, she just wanted to be free, but not like this, not like this. And then she goes and say, it's a blood pact. Remember? It's a blood pact. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? This is my way out. I'm about to get my way out. But I'm not gonna lie, this scene just looks so, look at the background. Just look at everything with it. This was such an amazing scene. And you got it where our main hero, Ling, he starts to really cry and tear up. And that's because he really was falling for her. That past month they spent locked up together, he was really falling for her. And you have it where she says like, yo, this is the best time she's had in years. This is the best time that she's had. So you have it where Ling, he starts shedding tears. You got it where everyone's looking at him and they're thinking it's real. And then you have the girl that's in the office, the boss lady, and she's saying like, yo, I didn't know the boy had real acting skills like this. He's good. And you see she even shed a tear because how real it felt. But she doesn't know. This was really true. This was truly how Ling felt. He didn't want to lose her. I mean, granted, she didn't die, but he's really losing her in this moment due to her, dying for fake in this, to the public, because she will be going to live her own life. And you got it where she's going on to, with her freedom. She's excited. She's happy. And you have it where she asks Ling what is his dream. And then that's when Ling kind of looks back and he says he's living his dream right now, or that's the impression he gave. But I wonder if it's going to be a situation, because now with him asking, he asked the public to wish for her to be able to go to a safe place. So now she's able to use her portals to go. I don't know if it's like to wherever she wants to go or just to this location, this beach that she's currently going to. But I'm curious if she will return or make a reappearance, like, just to see Ling while he's in this room, as opposed to, not like in public, but just like when he's in the privacy of his own home. I'm curious if we're going to see her again. And if that was a dream at the beginning, what was up with that, man? What was up with that dream? But let me know y'all thoughts, man. We see the guy at the end, the interviewer. It seems like he teams up with someone else and becomes a new villain. His design looks sick as hell too. Let me take it back. So his new design looks sick as hell compared to his old design. Gave birth to a new villain. Yeah, that shit looks sick. But we'll have to see what happens with him. But all in all, great second episode. Curious to hear y'all thoughts on this one down below. Let me know. Peace. What's up, y'all? We just got episode 3 of 2B Hero X, man. Hey, yo, I'm really rocking with this series. Like, I love the way it switches from different animation styles, and some of the styles it switched to, I'm not usually a fan of, but because the story itself is so good, it got me like, yo, damn, I gotta see what happens next. And this episode right here may be my favorite episode, man. And I feel like the show itself is trying to tell us as viewers, like, yo, the stuff you fantasize about becoming or being isn't always as good as it may seem on the outside. Because we have these heroes who are heroes, and some of us fantasize about being heroes. You know, at one point or another throughout our lives, we fantasize about being a hero. And this show right here shows you that, like, yo, heroes go through a lot behind the scenes. So, like, look, man, be careful what you wish for. And we have it right here where this show, it feels like the heroes are all in need of saving, man. But one thing they got to work on, I'm gonna be honest with you, the one thing I'm not a fan of when it comes to this show is the names. Like, the hero names are straight doo-doo. This dude is named Firm Man. Like, for the longest time while I was watching this episode, I thought I was mishearing it. I'm like, yo, this must be a translation error, because I was watching it in dub. I go back and watch it in sub, and I'm like, yo, it is Firm Man. I mean, they even had it on the screen a few times, and I just thought maybe it was just a Crunchyroll error. But no, this dude's name is Firm Man. Insane. But it seems as if the heroes are cursed by the people. The people who believe in you end up becoming a curse, a burden on you. You have it where this guy Firm Man is a firefighter. He comes into a room where a girl is about to be crushed by a burning building, and he stands there, he stands firm, and he keeps the building from falling on her until the other firefighters are able to get her to safety. Such an amazing moment right here. Like, this was beautiful. I love it. And because of that, because he was able to do this deed right here, the world, deemed him as being super strong and firm. And because of that, he could never be, he could never bend over again. He always had to stand firm, because that's how the people viewed him. And that became his power and also his curse. That's insane. Like, I wouldn't want to be a hero in this world. I definitely wouldn't want to be a hero. But I am not going to lie. The way he became top 10 right here was so damn hilarious. I could not stop lying. So you have a moment where I guess it's a villain right here, this guy on the screen, who's super fast, like the Flash. And he's running, and they're like, yo, Firm Man, you need to aid such and such in trying to capture this hero. He can't keep up with him. Firm Man's walking out the store. He just bought him a drink, a smoothie, you know what I'm saying? Probably a sunrise smoothie. I love that flavor from, tropical. But he walks out the building with his smoothie, his drink, and he's like, what can I do to help? And then you have this hilarious ass moment right here of this guy running full speed, running as fast as the speed of light. I don't know how fast he was going. And the crazy thing is, with some of these moments, I'm very curious if they were trying to be funny or if it was just a coincidence. Let me know down below. But you have it where this guy's running fast. He runs so fast that he runs into Firm Man and splatters like a bug. When I tell you, I was sitting on my couch in the other room, dying of laughter from this. It was, I was just like, did he just die? I took it, did he just die? Did he just run into Firm Man? Did he just run into this guy? Like, I can't believe this was an actual scene in the episode. Like, yo, this was hilarious, man. Let me see if I can get it one more time. That shit is crazy to me. This dude ran to his death, literally. Yo. And then you have it where Firm Man just walks in the store and gets another drink. He says, like, yo, can I get a refill? I seem to have spilled my drink. Insane. But you got it where the world is deeming him to be Firm Man. Firm Man, that's his name. And you have this moment right here where the little girl that he saved from the burning building has a scarf for him. And he goes to get the scarf. And this is where you see he's affected by his powers that he's gained from the public. The public says they always want him to stand above everything else, above everyone else, to be firm. He is firm, man. And you have it where he walks to get the scarf from the girl, and he can't even bend over because of his abilities that he's gained from the public eye. Because he's firm, man, he cannot bend. He must forever stand straight. And I'm like, yo, what a curse. Like, this man can't go to sleep. He can't do anything like that. So you have it where in this episode, someone is trying to attack Firm Man. They want our boy Nice to become, to move up the ranks. And in order for him to move up the ranks, he's got to stop. I believe the girl name is Wolf Girl. And for whatever reason, Wolf Girl is trying to tarnish the name of Firm Man. That name is so garbage, Firm Man. Like Wolf Girl, that's cool, but Firm Man, oh my God, that's a horrible name. Matter of fact, I can't be the only one. If y'all guys actually like that name, let me know down below. Now, what it stands for, I think it's cool, but the name itself, not a big fan of. But anyway, this girl is trying to tarnish Firm Man's name, Wolf Man. Wolf Girl is trying to tarnish Firm Man's name. And you have it where Nice is trying to catch this Wolf Girl person so that he can move up in the rankings. Currently, Nice is number 15. Firm Man is number 10, and stopping his arch nemesis will help Nice move up in the rankings. And you have it where Wolf Girl, I'm mixing up the names. Wolf Girl, sets bombs all throughout the city. The bombs go off, and you have it where this giant statue that they had made of Firm Man begins to fall. Firm Man ends up catching this statue in order to protect this little girl from being crushed. Then you have it where Wolf Girl, she shows up. She ends up grabbing a little girl by the neck, saying like, all you gotta do is drop the statue and come save the little girl. Surely you don't want this girl to die. And when you look at this situation, you'll just think to yourself, why doesn't he do it? Why doesn't he drop the statue? And it's more so what the public view him as a person who must stand above it all. The statue must stand above all things. And you have it where you find out that this girl, who's Wolf Girl, turns out to be the little girl who gave him the scarf. The little girl who was saved from the fire. And I thought this was such an amazing moment, man. Like, the fact that she seen when she tried to put the scarf on his neck and he was like, yo, this is as far down as I could bend over. She seen the burden that she caused them to have by him saving her life. And so she became a villain in order to free him from his burden. Yo, oh my gosh, it's crazy, man. I really rock with this show. Like I said, this episode was amazing. But you have it where, she realizes the burden that she's putting him in, and she's just trying to destroy his image so that he can go back to being the guy he was when he first saved the little girl, which was such a touching moment. And you have it where, because of him realizing it, you have a moment where his power starts to fade. The boots that he's wearing that helps him stand firm, they actually shatter. And such a powerful moment. You see that the shackles are off him. He's free from his burden. And it was just such a powerful moment, in my opinion. Like I said, this was my favorite episode. And then you got it where his strength is starting to weaken. His strength is starting to go away. The people are losing their faith in him, which is causing him to become weaker. I don't know, man. I just thought this was an epic moment. And then you have it where the same girl who was working hard to tarnish his image, the same girl that he saved, actually rushes in to actually help him out with holding this statue. And of course you got Nice as well, who's jumping in to help him as well. And you have it where Nice actually is able to lift this statue because the girl, I gotta remember her name, the girl, his influencer, actually puts him on live stream and let the world see that he's trying to save Firm Man. And then they start believing in Nice, and Nice actually gets strong enough. You see everyone cheering him up. He gets strong enough to actually lift this statue here. And it was a great moment with that as well. So you have it where Firm Man is actually free. He drops in the rankings. You have it where Nice jumps to his spot, 10th spot, and he's part of the top 10 right now. And you have this conversation between Nice and Firm Man. And Firm Man, he isn't mad that he lost his position. He's actually excited. And he says the first thing he's going to do is go lay down in a bed for several weeks because he could never sleep laying down because the world always viewed him as standing above everyone. So now that the world doesn't view him as this strong figure, this firm man, he's able to do things that he hasn't done in years, like lay down in a bed, shoot, take a dump sitting down. Like there's actually a scene in this episode where we see that the man couldn't even sit down to take a number 2 because of what the people believed in him and what they made his power become. So I really like the fact that the girl who caused him all this trouble was the one that set him free. Granted, the girl didn't mean to do this. She was just someone in need of saving, and he was willing to save her. And it's crazy to think because of a good deed he did, he actually suffered. That's the thing, man. Like right here, like I said, he couldn't even sit down and take a number 2. He couldn't even go to sleep. He couldn't even lay down in a bed. He had to strap himself to a bed standing up. Like I said, this episode was perfect, man. I loved it. And then we have the ending of the episode where, a lot of us thought Moon might be gone, but it turns out she's back in the series. And you have it where, she's been kidnapped by the guy. I can't think of his name, but the guy who did the interview in the first episode. You got it where he returns and he actually got Moon captured. He's showing the world that she survived. And you have it where he's saying he's going to expose all of Night's secrets one by one. And that's how the episode ends, on this cliffhanger. But I got to say, man, I really enjoyed this episode, man. It was, like I said, it's my favorite. I don't know if they could top this one, in my opinion. But let me know y'all thoughts down below on this one, man. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace. What's up, y'all? We back at it, man. We just got episode 4 of To Be Hero X, and I don't know what it is about this series. I know this year so far we've got some great ones like Fire Force Season 3. We've gotten Solo Leveling Season 2. We got Sakamoto Days Season 1. We got Dawn to Dawn. We've had some great animes this year. Blue Box. It's been some amazing animes, but I don't know what it is, man. I think this is my favorite. I don't know if it's the story or what. And I can't say it's the animation because I'm not that big of a fan of, CGI style animation, even though it goes back and forth with 2D and 3D. I'm you know what I'm saying? I can't say that's the reason why I like this show so much. Maybe it's the voice actors, the dubs. They're doing such a great job. I'm just loving this show. Like, this is the show I'm looking forward to every Saturday. I'm like, yo, it's 8:35. It's time to go watch To Be Hero X. And in this episode right here, damn, I thought last week was my favorite episode with, was it Firm Man? Nah, bruh. This episode right here with your boy Ling, man. Your boy Lin Ling, yo. This episode was crazy. In this world, to me, it doesn't seem like it's a blessing to be a hero. To me, being a hero feels like a curse. You have it where Ling in this episode has to see the woman he loves die because the people don't want him to go. The people are saying, don't go, Ling, and it's preventing him from going. Like, look at this moment. They're saying, don't go. They're telling him not to go, and it's weakening him. He's losing his powers. And then you have it where the association is like, yo, we can't afford to lose him as a representation of our company. We're going to send out another hero, which shows you that's some stuff that real people would do. Real people would, the real organizations would do something like that. So we have it where this new hero goes to fight, what's his name? God Eye. And I'm not gonna lie, out of all the names we've gotten so far, that's the best name we've gotten for like a hero / villain in this series. I think it's called God's Eye, or it's God's Eye. That name is dope as hell. Like, you telling me like, yo, man, you don't want to go down there. You're gonna have to face God's Eye. I'm gonna be like, oh shit, nah. I don't want to fight that dude. That's a dope ass name. Let me know if y'all rock with his name. I think his name is way better than what his original name was. I can't even remember. They said it in the episode. I was like, that's trash. And they said this new name. I said the boy upgraded. The boy done upgraded. But you got it where he's facing off this boxer. And we find out that this boxer, he's a fraud. The people believe in him. And he has the ability where he can punch through anything. And he also, if he hits you, he can make you lose your memories. But we find out that this dude was a fraud. He actually put metal plates in his boxing gloves so that he could beat his opponents. He's an average boxer at best, and he cheated to get his way to the top. And you see, once his fans found out about it, his power quickly depleted. And you have it where God's Eye says, like, yo, you must not have great fans if their faith and belief in you was able to be overcome or weakened that quickly. And I thought that was crazy right there, the fact that he cheated his way to the top. But then we have it where Nice is just like, yo, man, I have to save her. I have to save the woman I love. And he's like, forget everything that's going on. He's like, he doesn't care about his powers. He doesn't care what people think about him. And so right now he's just a regular human running to protect the woman he loved. And you have it where he tells the world, he tells them, he's like, yo, Nice died quite some time ago. I've been his replacement. I've been covering his spot. And, I'm sorry. I've lied to you guys. You have it where the people, their doubt and love for him starts to waver and he gets weaker and weaker. And then you have it where God's Eye, he's satisfied. He's happy. But he's like, yo, he's going to finish this guy off and allow the world to see him be destroyed. And you have it where the people are looking at him like, yo, this is what he get for pretending to be nice. This is his just dessert. The people lost faith in him. His power is like going down to zero. It's slowly going down. No one believes in him. Everyone's saying he's a goner. He's going to die by the hands of God Eye. And you just have this. You have this powerful moment right here while he's hanging. And, God's Eye saying to him like, yo, you're not a hero. And he's like, yo, I am a hero. And this was before I got in the top 10. This is before I assumed, the role of Nice. I've been a hero. I became a hero the moment. And then you have it where, I got to find this part. This part was just, to me, this part was just so goated right here, man. The emotion, man. When he says, I became a hero the moment I found a woman I was willing to give my life for. The moment I fell in love with her. The moment I knew I was willing to give my life for her. This part, I took it back 3 times because I just thought this part was just so amazing. Bruh. This part was just so amazing, man. And then you just have the people like looking at this go down. They're looking at this average person willing to risk his life for the woman he loved, going up against a super villain and him just being an ordinary human. It was inspiring him. He even goes to say like, yo, anybody can be a hero. Anybody. And I just love this moment. You have it where the people are asking like, yo, what's this guy's name? What is his name again? They can't remember. He said it early, but they're trying to remember. They're like, yo, I believe his name was Lin Ling. And then they start to believe in him. They start to hope that he starts fighting. He starts fighting your boy. He starts fighting God's Eye. And it's just such, oh my gosh, these moments were just so beautiful, man. I just loved everything about it. Then the way that it changes, you got all the people here believing like, yo, you can do it. Don't give up. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. Yo, this shit was just so beautiful. I'm sorry if I'm fanboying, yo, but I was liking the show already, but this episode 4, just, it took the cake for me, man. It had me sold, man. Like, I'm going to rewatch the music in the background, everything about it, man. And then God's Eye looking at him, and he's just seeing all the weak spots, and he's like, yo, I need to get out of here. What's going on? Who is this guy? And you just have him just constantly pushing. Look at the art and animation on it. Like, oh my, yo, they didn't have to cook like this. They didn't have to cook. Look at this, man. Look at this. And it's crazy how the animation was just different when they were showing him actually do the move, and then you come to them sharing the post online, and it looks the way the original series looked, the 3D formation. Like, yo, this episode was beautiful, man. Everyone's cheering for him now. Everyone's rooting for him because he's just a regular human going against the gods. And of course, you know, the company is happy about it. Then they show scenes with different people, and I'm imagining there are other heroes saying that, like, yo, you know, this guy's going to be quite the person to beat in the future, or he's someone we should get on our side. And just have this, it's just like all this energy surging up around him, all this power, man. I'm sorry, man. This is amazing. Oh, man. So then we have at the end of the episode, he actually managed to beat God's Eye. God's Eye gets arrested. And then they jump to a scene where they pretty much say his rankings is just as high as it was when he was nice. So now he's going by the name Ling, I believe. His original name, Ling. What was it? Lin Ling. I don't know why I want to call him Ling Ling. Like, who the hell is Ling? I think I heard that in another movie or something. But you have it where it jumps to Moon. She's on an island. You know, we seen her go to the island. Was it the end of episode 2? And she realized that she doesn't want to be alone anymore. So it's like she's constantly getting her wishes granted and then realizing that what she wished for is not what she wants. Indeed, it's always twisted. But you have it where Ling actually come here for her. But at the end of the episode, you have this moment where, you know, they're kind of like smiling with one another. And then a crazy moment happens where she gets taken out. Like, yeah, she gets taken out again. And it's unexpected. So it makes me wonder, is this another dream? Is this a dream? Is this real? Like, this scene is crazy. Like, again, this just happened? And it just shows her laying on the ground. The only difference in this one is we get to see the corporate, or somewhat get to see who did it. They show an outline of the person. Yeah, we can see him like that. It's kind of fuzzy. So I'm very curious, like, what's going on? Is this real? Is this fake? So many questions I got, but all in all, man, really love this episode. And I'm curious to know y'all thoughts about it, man. Let me know down below, and I'll catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace. What's up, y'all? We back at it with another episode of 2B Hero X, episode 5. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I was mad when I started this episode. I got better as I got to the end of the episode, but I was pissed. And you guys probably know why I was pissed. You guys probably was pissed just as well. After everything we got in episode 4 with Lin Ling, you know what I'm saying, beating, what was his name? Evil Eye or Gold Eye, whatever eye. After he beat that guy and such an epic moment, just the episode being so great, and then ending on that cliffhanger where he goes to the island to get Moon and Moon gets killed. Like, seeing that at the end of episode 4, I'm like, yo, I don't care what I'm doing. I gotta make sure I'm home to catch the next episode of 2B Hero X. Man, I was out tonight. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, I gotta go. You know, it's almost 8:30. I gotta get home. You know, and I came home for this episode. I see this new kid up here. I'm like, man, who the hell is this dude? This ain't Lin Ling. Like, what? I don't even know the guy's name by heart yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I don't know his name. I'm telling you, I didn't even write it down, so I'm gonna just be referring to him as the new guy, you know, in this video. So hopefully you guys rock with that. But yeah, I'm like, yo, what are they doing? It seems as if this show isn't focusing on the same hero the whole time, or at least that's just the way it appears right now. Because the first 4 episodes was about Ling. Now we got this new kid, and it seems like at least the next episode is going to be revolved around this guy. Now, I'm not going to lie. At the end of the episode, I start rocking with the kid, and maybe that's what they're trying to do in this show. I'm not sure how many episodes this series is going to be, but maybe they're trying to have it where you care for each of these heroes, so when they're trying to compete in the rankings, you don't really know who you want to root for. So maybe that's the angle they're trying to go for. If they are, that is pretty dope. You know, I think that could make the show very interesting. But I need to know what happened with Moon. I need to know what happened at the end of episode 4. But this guy at the beginning of this episode 5, man, I was like, yo, this can't be what they're doing, man. I did not rock with this guy. At first, he had like the Bruce Wayne story where, you know, his parents was killed in the alley. You know, another hero came and saved him, and the hero asked his name or whatever the case may be. So when that happened, I was like, oh, okay, I like this. But then it goes to him in present day, and you know, he's sort of a dweeb, I guess, you know, where he likes this girl at his job or at school, He doesn't know how to ask her out. He bought tickets to take her to a play, you know what I'm saying, to her favorite concert. I'm like, okay, the dude about to get the girl. And he gets scared to ask her out, and he puts the tickets in his pocket, and you know, you go down this stuff of him wanting to tell her who he is, but you know, well, tell her how he feels, and he doesn't. So we find out he has this job where he acts like the hero who saved his life when his parents died. You know, he dresses up like this hero, this lightning hero, which I'm not gonna lie, the lightning hero outfit does look pretty dope, especially with the things at the beginning of the episode he had floating behind him with the electricity. But you got it where he's doing a show kind of like Chucky at Chuck E. Cheese. You know, he's that type of guy for this place, whatever this place his uncle owned. And you have it where this little kid here tells him like, yo, you're not acting as good as you used to act. And it's like he's losing the love for the role, the role for the character, maybe because he's feeling down on himself. He has zero, I guess, loyalty point from the people. So he's just down on his luck. But you got it where this little kid that's on the screen right here turns out to be the brother of the girl our new guy likes. And so this little kid says like, yo, either you're gonna do the stuff that I want you to do, take me to this event, or I'm gonna tell my sister you like him. And of course he doesn't want that to happen. Me personally, I would have been like, tell her ass, we just gonna see what happened, tell her. You know, that's what I would have been like. But you see that they start to form a friendship, and then that's when the show starts to get more interesting. That's when this character starts to become more likable, at least for me, because like I said, up until this point right here, I kind of won't rocking with the kid. But you see where, you know, he goes to this competition where he's trying to meet the guy who saved him when he was a child. He's trying to meet the guy, but he has to be in this competition where, you know, they pick the best two actors. So that's why he's wearing that hero costume. But he didn't make it, he didn't win, and he's feeling down on his luck. And you have it where the little boy says like, yo, man, like, come on, man, you gonna be a quitter? Don't be a quitter. And I really like this little kid. I like how the little kid handles situations. It's crazy to think that he's a little kid, but you got it where you know, the little kid kind of like picks him up and like come, you know, I'm gonna go tell my sister you like him, you like her. So once the little kid says that, the new guy goes to chase him, and then that's when you see the kid get kidnapped. And this guy starts riding on a bike chasing after these people in the car that kidnapped the boy, which is these two guys right here. And you see this guy's pedaling his ass off to catch up with him. And that's when we get this epic moment here where he's trying to fight and stop these guys. He has no powers. He's doing everything he can to beat these guys so that he can save the little kid that's been with him for the past few days or the past few weeks. I'm not sure how much time passed, but you got it where he's doing everything he can to help this guy. Help this little kid, but he's not winning. And as that's going on, you have it where the little kid is looking at him, and the little kid says, "You can do it." And then his points go from 0 to 1, and he starts using the electricity ability. He's using the electricity that's flowing through his body. He's able to electrocute these guys. He gains power because this kid believes in him, man. This kid believes in him. So as you can see right here, this amazing scene where the electricity is pumping through his heart. You see where his points go from 0 to 1, and it's epic. You got people on the bridge recording this as it goes down. You know, it's crazy because they're recording it saying someone needs to call the police when they could go down there and help the guy out. They see that he's fighting to protect the kid. I know if I was on the bridge, I would have been like, yo, hey, look, we need to help this dude. Let's go down there and see what we can do to help him, not just call the police. I get it, but like, yo, you guys should be down there trying to help him. But you see him using his new abilities, his lightning ability, and he's just he's going in, man. This scene was brutal, and that's when I was like, yo, I'm really rocking with this kid, yo. Like, he's doing this new guy, he's really doing the damn thing when it comes to defeating these guys. So he does manage to beat them. He's noticing he has new power here, and that's when he rescued the kid. He goes to deliver the kid home, and he sees the girl, the sister of the little kid, and he still can't confess who he is to her. It looked like he's about to, but then that's when like this guy walks up and says like, you know, this guy right here on the screen, which turns out to be at their school. It turns out to be a guy from their school as well, but he was also a judge at that competition I was mentioning earlier that he didn't get picked for. But evidently he must have seen the people who were recording him fight in the street. He must have seen that battle, because he says he's here for him, And that's how the episode pretty much ends, with this guy saying like, yo, we came to speak to you. And then it goes off like that. It goes off. But like I said, the new guy, he's okay so far. I'm liking him. He's not Lin Ling. You know what I'm saying? He's not Lin Ling, but at the same time, I understand. They're trying to get us to feel for all the heroes. I mean, his story in general is okay. I just don't like the timidness of his character, but he did start to grow on me by the time we got to the end of the episode. But for those who have watched this episode, let me know your thoughts on him. Do you like him better than Lin Ling, or were you just as mad as me when this episode started? Let me know down below, and I'll catch you in the next one, man. Peace. What's up, y'all? We back at it with episode 6 of 2B Hero X, man. And damn, this episode right here was crazy. When it comes to your boy Young, everything we got for him, like, it was sad, but with him, we got to see the brighter side of being a hero. How the kids wanted to shout and cheer for him, and how they ran up to him, and you know how he got the girl. Like, the girl, you know, was saying that she likes him and stuff like that. We didn't really get that from Lin Ling. When it comes to Lin Ling, the guy that we got in the first 4 episodes, we kind of pretty much seen the bad sides or the bad parts about being a hero. So when it came to this young dude, it felt like, yo, man, we finally get to see the positive stuff. And then we get to this moment right here at the end of the episode, and it's just like, damn, his shit just as sad as Ling, you know, Lin Ling. Like, yo, his shit just as sad as his. Like, yo, this is crazy, man. Now, I will say, I still like my boy Lin Ling better than Young, but man, this is crazy. And what I like about this show, you know, I know it's about heroes and powers and all of that, but I like how they show the corporate side of things. And to be honest with you guys, this is exactly how corporations would be in the real world. If this was real, this is exactly how the companies would be. How you have in this episode, you know, they're trying to find a way to sue or ruin or tarnish the name of Young because he's still in the fan base of the original ESO. Like, that's something they will really try to do in real life, and them actually paying these goons off for these goons to say, oh yeah, you know, Young hired us to like kidnap the boy to increase his popularity, but he still never gave us the money. Like, that's some stuff that would go down in real life. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, that's exactly how that shit would go down. I'm telling you, that's why I rock with this show, and it's also the reason I rock with what's the show that the boys, the Corporation Bod, the sneaky stuff that they do behind the scenes. Like, I love the fact that they're showcasing how corrupt, you know, the companies that we look up and we buy merchandise for, how corrupt they actually are. This show is showing us as well. And then when it comes to this episode, it seems as if this takes place before everything that happened in the first 4 episodes, because we got that guy, his name is God Eye or I God, I believe it's God Eye, and he becomes that towards the end of episode 4 while he's facing off against Lin Ling. And in this episode, this is before he becomes that, and so it has to take place before those episodes. So I seen speculations online where some people were saying ESO is from the future, and the ESO that we're currently seeing, where we thinking is the new one, the Young. He actually is the same person, and that's why he hides his face. But we hear him say in the previous episode, he has his face, he has his reasons, because he doesn't want his loved ones to get hurt. And if that is the case, you know, he just showcased the example why. We now know why and what he truly meant when he said those words, because what happened to your boy Young friend at the end of this episode right here. And the crazy thing is the fact that he wasn't even the target. It's just the fact that he was wearing the helmet to show his friend the new gear he made for him. That's the part that sucks the most, man. Like, yo, he's an innocent guy, and it wasn't like he got shot in the chest or anything. Like, this man straight up gets blasted in the head, man. Like, straight in the head. Like, and the crazy thing is, like, you would think the guy coming to commit this crime would be thinking to himself, like, this dude has powers. If I shoot him, he's gonna dodge the bullet. So why would you even try to attack him? You know what I'm saying? With the speed we saw your boy Young display earlier in this episode, like at that close of a range, I feel like he would have been able to dodge the bullet. Now I could be wrong. You guys can let me know down below, but I honestly think your boy Young would have been able to dodge the shot. But man, just seeing this moment right here happen, it was hard, man. It was hard to watch, man. I was sitting there like, yo, nah, man, nah, not like this. Like the dude, don't get me wrong, he did like your girl Ching. He had a crush on her, and he did ask her out, but he only did that because he didn't know Young had a crush on her or Young liked her. I'm pretty sure if Young would have said like, yo, I have a thing for her, he seems like the type of guy who'd have stepped back, because all he did was really help out your boy Young. Now granted, I mean, he probably had his own reasons. He probably wanted to make money, probably wanted to prove to his father like he too can have a successful business. So he probably was investing in Young to help Young go further. At the same time, he would go further as well. So that could be his true motive. But the fact that he did so much for Young, I felt like this was just messed up to happen to him. Like the fact that he got taken out this way. And I'm curious on how it's going to affect Young's character. How is Young going to feel now that he knows his friend got taken out because of who he is, because people were able to see who he is, because people was able to know, see his face, how he's going to feel. And I feel like the situation, the next episode is going to probably be very similar to like what the comics. I don't know how many of y'all read the Spider-Man comics and Marvels, but during the Secret War, the real Secret War, when Spider-Man joins Tony Stark's and he reveals that he is Peter Parker, the first thing the villain did was go after Aunt May, shot her. She was in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? And that caused him to ask Doctor Strange to make sure everyone forget that he's Spider-Man, you know, outside of, I guess, a certain amount of people. But yeah, man, this episode, man, it hit hard, man. And he's got to live with the fact that his friend, someone he held dear, died because of his popularity, him gaining popularity, him becoming a hero is the reason why this guy got taken out. Now, I'm curious if Young would have been fast enough to pursue the guy on the bike who committed this crime. I'm curious if Young could have caught him and brought him to justice. But I guarantee you this, that man was hired by that company that tried to sue him for taking over, taking ESOL, the original ESOL fan base. I guarantee you he was hired by that company. The company said, yo, you need to get rid of this guy. He's still in the fan base. They paid someone under the tables. And because of that, this man got taken out. That's how shady these corporations are. Because they were trying to do tactics to put him in jail earlier. Had it not been for that guy showing up, you know what I'm saying, Young would have got locked up earlier. So yeah, that corporation is definitely behind this incident, and I hope they get brought to justice, man. I hope they get destroyed. Now, I'm not saying ESO himself is a part of it. He may not even know about it, but I guarantee you, the company, like that guy who with the blonde hair wearing glasses, I guarantee you he has something to do with this. Now, we'll just have to wait and see, but I'm 99.9% sure he was behind it. But let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. And if you like the video, thumb it up, please subscribe, hit the bell, and I will catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace. Damn, man, crazy episode. Hey, man, they really took some inspiration from Star Wars Episode 3 with Palpatine and Darth Vader with this moment right here, man. This episode was crazy.
You don't know how to use your power. Let me show you.
What's up, y'all? We just got episode 7 of 2B Hero X. And I don't know, man. I think this might be my favorite episode so far. And some people probably feel the same way. And there's going to be some people out there who think the reason this is the best episode is the fight between the new ESOL and the old ESOL. That's what some people are going to look at. But nah, man. Nah. It won't even that. It's the actions that's taken by this dude, Uncle, the new ESOL's uncle, which really made this episode crazy. The backstabbing, the manipulation that he did. And I don't think there's anyone watching this series that seen that shit coming. And I feel like it's greater than the Eisen reveal. I feel like it's better than, you know what I'm saying, the Lucius reveal and Black Clover. Like, yo, and let me hear me out. I know some people are gonna be like, yo, you bugging. The only reason I feel like that is because those characters were super powerful in hiding their strength. This man, his uncle, did all of this shit just as a normal, basic human being. No powers. I mean, sure, he had money, but no powers. And that's crazy to find out the uncle was behind everything. And I felt so sorry for my boy Young right here, man. I felt so sorry for him because, you know, he lost the girl. He lost the woman he wanted to be with. And he didn't realize what he lost, what he truly lost, until it was too late to go back. Now I get it. He lost his best friend or someone who really believed in him in the last episode. I get it. And he even had the father of that young man come up to him and say, yo, don't apologize to me. Just get revenge for my son. So he probably felt obligated to take on Esau because in his mind, he was believing Esau was a part of what happened. And I'm not gonna lie, this battle in general, man, just that shit's goated. Like the way Esau was moving the little shield bits around him to protect him, yo, it gave me like Gundam vibes. You know what I'm saying? If you watch Gundam and you know about the shield bits, you know, it's not in every series, but it's in most of the Gundam series. One that come in mind in particular, you know what I'm saying, Gundam 00. You know, Lock on Stratus had the shield bits that blocked them, you know, at the same time they attacked. But you know what I'm saying? When I saw your boy old Esau using them in battle, man, this shit was just crazy. And then just the speed that new Esau was utilizing, like just doing everything he could to take down this opponent. And it's crazy to think the uncle was behind this the whole time, man. The whole time. He orchestrated the murder. He orchestrated this battle, how it would go in his you know, his nephew's favor. Like just everything this man planned out was just on some next level, just super villain shit. Like, and like, don't get me wrong, the battle was amazing. We got to see some great stuff right here. We got to see some all-out fight between Esau and new Esau. But just how you had it where this dude uncle manipulated the public into just egging the old Esau into using this ability that will create an opening for the new Esau to take the battle to you know, to turn the tides to his favor. It was crazy, man. I'm sorry. I'm still a little amped. I gotta go back and rewatch this episode. And then while all that's going on, you just got the uncle watching like, yo, you know, we're just gonna have to wait and see. You see, he already closing down his business. And when I saw that happening, that's when I had a little bit of like, I wonder why the business shutting down. And I was thinking to myself, well, maybe the uncle sold his whole shop in order to pay for the tweaks that he needed online to sway the old Esau into using that technique that would leave him vulnerable. That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh man, this is a really loving uncle. I had no idea what this guy was truly plotting in the backstory. And while that's going on, you got this battle going on between the two Esau's and the armor getting ripped off. I'm not gonna lie, new Esau suit does look way better than the old Esau suit. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. Like when it comes to the old Esau suit, the only thing that make his shit hot to me is the little shield bits that he got. But other than that, you know what I'm saying, our boy Young, he got it hands down with his suit, man. He got it hands down. And just this battle in general, like look at the beauty of this. Look at the beauty. Pay attention to the electric hand though. Now keep in mind the old Esau has a fake arm. That's going to come into play later on in this video. I just want y'all to catch that. But you have it where you got this final confrontation between the two of them. Yo, that junk just look goated right there. Where your boy Esau is using his all-out attack, and then we got the young Esau who's about to use his all-out lightning attack. And man, you got it where these two are about to clash. And it's crazy that this battle took place the same day that the concert he was supposed to take that girl to took place, and he chose to go to this battle than to be by her side, which is insane. It's crazy because that's what he really wanted, was to be with her. And then when she was, you know, when the chance came for him to be with her, he chose vengeance over that. It's kind of remind me of like some Star Wars Darth Vader type of stuff, like, you know, with Padme and you know what I'm saying, the Palpatine. Like, this is what this kind of remind me of. I'm not saying it's 100% identical, but just some moments in this episode remind me of that with Star Wars. I don't, it might be just me who feel that way, but like, man, damn, this shit was crazy. And you just got these two about to clash with one another. Like, oh my, look at the scene, man. Look. They didn't have to cook like that. They didn't have to cook like that with this episode. Not to mention the girl singing. I think she had a dope voice. I enjoyed her voice. But you just got this amazing scene of them two clashing their attacks. It just look, oh, it looks epic. And then it just ends where he has this flashback of everything that took place. And it makes me wonder, is he aware of what his uncle actually did? What his uncle was plotting in the background? It's crazy because when you look at the uncle back there, he was behind it all. He was behind the kidnapping. He was behind, you know what I'm saying, you know, the public believing in our boy Young. He was behind all of that. He saying, like, sitting at that table, all couples stayed together. He was behind all of that. He manipulated all of that just to get his way, just to get even more money and turn his nephew into the hero so that he can make a profit off of it. It was just crazy how this episode played off. And then threatening this guy, he's like, yo, if you don't go kill. So when it comes to this part right here, he never wanted, like, it was played off as if the shooting happened because the person assumed Young was in the helmet. But no, he went to take out that dude because the uncle wanted that to happen. But it played off to us as the viewers as if it only happened because the guy was wearing the ESO helmet. That shit was crazy, yo. The manipulation in this episode was everything that just went down with this guy was just on a whole nother level. Unexpected, hands down the best episode of the series. And then you got like this Darth Vader Star Wars part, you know what I'm saying, at the end where he's like standing by the window. Kind of reminds me of Star Wars, the end of episode 3, him standing at the window with his uncle, and his uncle is like, yo, how does it feel to be on top? Now, it's the crazy thing about it, the crazy thing about this moment right here where his uncle walks up to him, if you look at the screen right there, it looked like this is the new ESO based off the outfit and colors, but it looked like he lost his arm as well, like he's missing an arm. So I wonder if he really was ESO, the old ESO, but from the future. I'm really curious about that. And like he killed himself, like it's like a time paradox. I'm very curious about that. But the way they're standing right here definitely reminds me at the end of Star Wars how it was with you know what I'm saying, Palpatine and your boy Darth Vader after, you know, Padme and all of them died. I really get those vibes. But this episode, beautiful, beautiful. But I'm curious to hear y'all thoughts. There's probably some stuff I missed out on that you guys can let me know in the comment section below. And I'll catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace. What's up, y'all? We back at it with another review for To Be Hero X episode 9. Man, like, I'm not gonna say her story is the best so far because we're revolving around this character named Sion, but I will say her story is pretty damn sad, man. And I'm only saying that because there are kids out there in this world who actually experience this same thing where their parents had this dream that they wanted to accomplish. They wasn't able to accomplish this dream, and then they try to do so through their kids, and they're just pretty much taking that, you know, taking that life of being a kid away from them, and it's all pressure of them trying to make their kid great trying to make their kid live that dream that they were unable to live themselves. It's a very tough situation. Even when it comes down to sports, you got some kids who don't even really care about sports, but because their parents keep pushing them to play all types of sports and do this and do that to be an athlete, to be great, that's all they do, and they don't have time to really experience life the way they would want to. Now, it's one thing if your kid wants to be an athlete and want to partake in these activities, but for you to force it upon them, that's what I'm talking about. And we see that here with Sion, and how, you know, the place she was staying, the orphanage, how the director pretty much was trying to push his dream on her as far as being a hero. He was a hero. He didn't cut the mustard. People stopped believing in him. His trust value dropped. And then he was like, yo, I'm going to create my own hero. And you see, he tried to do that with Sion. And this was a sad episode. Great episode as far as like good to watch, but just everything that went on with Sion was just, oh man, it was really tragic, yo. But I will say, her friend, hey, yo, he's a straight trooper, yo. Yo, shout out to him. I don't even know the kid name, but he's a straight trooper. What he did for Sion was just amazing. The sacrifice he made for her to escape that orphanage. Hey, man, it was touching, man. But I believe, I don't even know what his name was. I can't even think what his name was, but the fact that he sacrificed his freedom so that she can obtain her freedom, and then just knowing that the director just pretty much tortured this kid. He tortured him until, you know what I'm saying, until we just see him in the end of this episode and he's all bandaged up and stuff. And it's just, it makes you feel sorry for him. Like, yo, man, this kid is going to become a villain. And you know what? Despite everything this kid had to endure, he was still smiling. When he heard his friend Sion on the radio, finding out that she got her freedom, she's doing music, she's becoming a hero, instead of being like upset, saying like, yo, you abandoned me, you left me here in this orphanage, you didn't come back for me. Nah, he was happy for her. He was smiling. He had a big grin on his face, like, yo, she made it. She made it, yo. She's doing big things and she's not here stuck in this orphanage doing what the director want her to do. He was happy for her. And that right there made this guy a great friend. Like, yo, he is a diehard friend. And honestly, I want to see how this story goes on. I hope we get to the point where Sion actually manages to save this kid, to free him from the orphanage as well. I feel like if Sion, you know, now that she's a hero, I feel like she's not using her leverage as a hero to free her friend. Now, hear me out. You know, I don't know how long it's been since she left the streets and became this pop music star, but I feel like she could have told these people what was going on in the orphanage. Like, yo, this guy won't let us live our lives the way we want to. He punishes us, he tortures us. He only wants to create a hero. And I feel like, you know, the authorities will get involved and shut that place down, or at least place a new director in charge. So I feel like she should have did something like that. At the same time, she is a child and she's probably not thinking the way, you know, us as adults will, you know, so eventually maybe that will happen. But there's a moment where, you know, her friend is listening to her on the radio, and he, you know, like I was just saying, he was happy for her, he was excited for her. And you have it where the director walks up to the kid and he says like, yo, here is something that the tabloids didn't mention about Sion. And he whispers something to him, and whatever it is, it looked like it had the kid in a big deal of shock. And so I'm very curious what that information was. Like, what did he say to him to push him to that point where it looked like maybe he might have turned evil? Because at the end of this episode, we see like we see everybody within the orphanage pretty much looking like they're in a zombie-like state. There was a chance that the director could have did it, but I feel like more so it was her friend who did it, because his powers is probably running amok. Like, Sion ability is luck for everyone, and I feel like her friend, his ability is like disaster. I feel like they the yin and yang of, you know, of the same two sides of the same coin. That's what I feel like. Now I could be wrong, could be completely wrong, but I feel like it might be a situation where he might become an enemy. You know, he might become a villain, and Sion may have to you know, face off against him, and it's going to take her music, you know what I'm saying, the song that he wrote, but her singing it in order to free her friend. That's just my thoughts of how the story could go, and I could be completely wrong. Another thing I would say is odd about this episode is that all these people were just walking around past this random kid on the street singing for money, and no one thought to try to help this kid out. Now, part of me feel like, yeah, it probably could go down like that in the real world, but part of me feel like at least one person would have been like, yo, let me see if I can help this kid. Let me see if I can aid this child and help them find a better life. I feel like someone would have said that, but it looks like everyone's just walking past, listening to the music. Oh yeah, she's singing great. And no one thought to themselves like, yo, this is just a child out here by herself. Where's her parents? Like, no one thought that. Like, for crying out loud, she got ripped leggings on and she ain't wearing no shoes. Like, no one thought like maybe this is a kid in need, a kid who needs help. Come on, man. Come on. I can't be the only one who thought that. Like, I'm pretty sure y'all watched the episode yourselves and was like, yo, no one's helping her. Look at the way she look right now. No one's helping her. But I mean, all in all, man, amazing episode. Love her friend. The fact that, you know, he sacrificed it all. He ran and he fought off the director long enough for her to escape. This is crazy that even the staff members that work for the director, like, they still seeing her as just a good luck charm as well. And they were trying to stop her from escaping. I feel like at least one of the teachers would have been like, hey, you need this. Seek out freedom. You got this, Cyan. Like, I feel like one of the teachers should have did that. Nah, they was like, yo, you can't go nowhere. We got to stop her. We have to stop her. And it's just crazy to think that this is how adults would act under this situation. But in real life, they would do the same thing. Like, they would see her as a cash grab. They would see her as the good luck charm, and they wouldn't allow her to see any freedom. They would just try to use her for as long as they possibly could. So this, like, the one thing about the series I really like is how realistic it is for most situations. Now, there are moments, like I was just saying, where they ain't say nothing to a little girl all beaten up singing on the street. But other than that, like, for the most part, this series is pretty, you know what I'm saying, accurate on how the real world would be and given these circumstances. But you know what I'm saying, what do y'all think about this episode? Is it the best hero story that we've gotten so far? I'm curious to hear y'all thoughts. For me, I would probably say, I would say the last one with, what was his name? I can't even think of what his name was. Young. I would say his is probably the best story, but I would say I like your boy Nice the most, Lynn. And then I would probably say hers would be third. That's probably the order I would go far as which stories I like the most. But let me know y'all thoughts on this one down below. I am on vacation, so you won't be able to see my face. Hopefully you still rock with the video. Make sure you subscribe, hit that bell, and I'll catch you in the next one, man. Peace. Hey, man, I'm going to be honest with you. This shit right here, this part right here, that shit got me, man. That shit got me.
You don't know how to use your power. Let me show you.
What's up, y'all? We back at it with another episode of 2B Hero X, episode 10. Hey, yo, this series just constantly keeps impressing me. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I didn't cry. No tears were shed. But given if this episode would have dragged on just a little bit longer, there's a chance a tear could have dropped. This was a sad episode, man. We find out what the dean actually mentioned to, Cyan, friend, and you find out that she was on the plane with his parents. And we were led to believe that she stole everybody's luck, and because of that, everyone on the plane died, and she was the sole survivor. Yo, now, I understand why he was being corrupt. He was turning evil. Like, I understand it, man. Like, that's crazy. When I heard that, I was like, yo, damn. Yo, the one person he thought was his only true friend turned out to be the reason why he was living the life that he was living. So I can understand why he was corrupt by fear, and he was angry with her. He hated her. He wanted nothing to do with her. I can understand that. The dean, on the other hand, he was a dude who was a hero who lost his shot. He lost his shot. Like, yo, dude, hey, things happen, man. And he was bitter, and he tried to force his dream onto Cyan. And then once she rebelled and left, he truly hated her for it. But I'm not gonna lie, his design right here with the horns and everything, even though he was blaming her for everything that happened, that design is goated. Yo, he killed this design. But I really like how in this episode, how they broke down luck, the truth of luck. And the episode was actually called The Truth Behind Luck. I like how they said, like, yo, when someone's blessed with luck, someone else is suffering from bad luck. Like, yo, you just found money on the ground, that means someone else just lost money that they needed for a bill. So true, man. Like, yo, I really love the way they broke it down. They gave us several examples throughout this episode where the people were speaking, saying, like saying situations where if you benefit from this, someone else suffer from this. And I really like that, man. Like, yo, for you to have good luck, someone has to have bad luck. And we have it where our main character, supposedly stole the luck from everybody on the plane. But not just that, the fight scene in this episode was amazing. Like seeing her with the arrows just running around shooting people, like shooting the zombie-like people. I really liked it. It gave me flashbacks, and I'm gonna take y'all back, man. Some of y'all might be too young to know this anime, and if y'all too young, y'all might want to go check it out. But it took me back to Ronin Warriors when I saw her shooting the arrows and she was like sniping people. Maybe because I haven't seen someone with a bow in quite a long time in anime. It kind of gave me Ronin Warrior vibes. I think his name was Arrow of the Stratus, and you know what I'm saying, he had the arrow, like what was it? I can't think of what his move was. It was anyway, celestial arrow, I think that's what he called it. I can't even remember. But anyway, the dude just had arrows, and he would pull out one arrow, it turned to 100 arrows, and she was doing stuff like that. And then we have her fight against the Dean, where, man, this just looked so damn goated, man. And man, the whole outfit with the rollerblades. I'm not even a rollerblade fan, but the way they utilized it in this episode, where she's using the rollerblades to move fast and she's dodging the tentacles and stuff, like, look at, like, yo, that shit don't look dope. Like, the shit is crazy to me, man. This was an amazing episode. Like, yo, then she's like does the spin with the shot. Like the spin with the shot, oh my gosh! You can't say this design ain't golden. Just the color palettes in general in this episode was just amazing, man. I'm really thinking hard in my head, like, what did the guy say when he shot an arrow? I want to say "Wake with Fear," but that was the character named Anubis. Celestial Arrow came from Digimon, the woman Angelmon. So what did he say? That's gonna be in my head the rest of the night. I'm probably gonna look it up after this episode. But like, yo, this whole fight scene, back to this, was just so beautiful, man. I like the way they actually did it, man. Like, and then her coming down with the new guitar, making it transform into a actual, like, a battle axe. I thought it was dope as hell. Now, when it comes to her new weapon, I was honestly surprised she was going to take it. I felt like she was going to want to still hang on to the guitar she got from her friend. So when she actually chose to keep this new guitar that they were telling her to use, that was the one surprise I was shocked about when it came to her character. Now, when it comes to the person that's in charge of the organization that she sings for, I felt like he was shady as well. Something about him just didn't feel right. Like, he felt like a villain as well. And as you get towards the end of the episode, it seems like he wanted this to happen for her. Like, he wanted this success for her, but at the same time, the way he was acting, it just felt like he was a villain. I can't be the only one who felt like, the dude of her studio was potentially a bad guy as well. But anyway, we have it where she ends up defeating the Dean. She goes and retrieves the records of what actually happens. And as she's retrieving the record, she runs into her friend. Her friend saying, like, yo, it's because of you my life is the way it is. My parents died because you stole their luck. And then we have it where she plays the tape, and the tape shows what actually happened on the plane. And I'm not gonna lie, yo, this shit was touching as hell, man. This was so damn touching, yo. Apparently, the parents, his parents, were on the plane sitting next to Sion's parents, and they realized, like, it's a situation where they're not gonna make it. And they said, like, yo, we got this song that we used to sing to our son all the time. Our son's around Sion's age, and they start singing it because Sion is crying, and they're like, yo, it seems like she likes the song. And you have it where they're saying, like, yo, she's so young, she hasn't even lived her life. So they start saying, like, they start giving their luck to her in order for her to survive. They're like, yo, please just let this kid live for me. Like, let this kid live the life that I'm not going to be able to live anymore, because they're all on the verge of dying because this plane is going to crash. And then you have it where everyone on the plane, they start like touching this, touching the fingers of this baby to give their hope to this baby in hopes that this baby will survive. And to me, this was just very touching, and it showed how great humanity can be in a dire situation. Like, you know how they say in most series, like in dire situations, that's when you see the cruelty of mankind. And then you just have this dire situation right here where you're able to see how honest and noble people are, and you just have this amazing panel. Well, I said panel like I'm reading a manga, but this amazing scene where everyone is giving their luck, their hope, their dreams, their trust. They're giving it all to her so that she may survive this plane crash. And I don't know, man, this scene right here, that shit hit so damn hard. Like, I had to stop, and I was just like, yo, damn. Like, honestly, that shit made me want to go like call my mom, like, you know what I'm saying, my nieces and nephew, like, yo, get them hugs and stuff, like, just tell them like, yo, like, you are the future, I entrust everything to you. That was one of those type of scenarios. Maybe I'm the only one who was feeling like that, but damn, if this wasn't a good moment right here, this moment right here, man, this shit got me. This shit really got me. But I'm curious to hear y'all thoughts on this episode, man. This was amazing. And then you just have it where at the end, Sion and her friend, you know what I'm saying, they make up, and he, you find out that the song he had in his head the whole time was the song his parents sung to him. And the reason the song sounded familiar to her is because they sung it to her on the plane before their demise. I really like this series in general, just on how small stuff that happens in the beginning of the episodes when you're learning about these new heroes, it turns out to be a big plot point when you get to the final episode of the particular hero that they're talking about. I really like how they're doing this in this series. We had it with the last two heroes, and now we're having it with Sion. Was it Cyan? I believe that's what it is. But all in all, man, really enjoyed this episode. I was a little skeptical when we got to the first episode of her, but by the time we got to the last episode, was episode 2 of her journey, I was like, yo, this is gonna be something great. Now, I'm not gonna say hers is the best story. I still would probably go with, I don't know, I probably would go with the order as they've been running right now. Lynn would probably be first, Young would be next, and then Cyan would be after that. I would go in that, but each of these stories are good, and they're only beating one another by a little bit in my opinion. But let me know down below which story is your favorite so far, all the way down to your least favorite. And just because it's your least favorite doesn't mean it's actually bad. I mean, it's just, unless you actually say it was bad. But let me know down below, and I will catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace. I waited a week for this battle, and you telling me this is what I get? This is what I get?
You don't know how to use your power. Let me show.
What's up, y'all? We back at it with another episode of 2B Hero X, episode 11. Hey, yo, this episode was all about Queen, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all. A lot of people were showing me pics of Queen facing off against X, so to speak, and I want to say those people made me build up this battle like it was going to be something epic, and we do get that fight in this episode, but I feel like I got. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one who feel like that. I feel like I got. Like, yo, I need my money back on this one. I need my money back. It's crazy, but we about to get into it, man. But make sure you subscribe and hit that bell. So this episode is mostly focused on Queen and her, her rise, and how she completed college in just 2 years at the age of 14 and how she made this declaration saying she was going to become the next Hero X, and change the world, change the world for the better. You had it where a lot of people was rooting for her, especially women. And, because of that, you had it where this other woman hero got the opportunity to fight against the current X, which is this dude. I believe his name is Smiles. Crazy name. Although it could go with All Might, All Might always smiles. So I get it. He was smiling, blah, blah, blah. But you got him facing off against the girl named, I believe her name is Bow. And this battle was pretty damn good, man. I enjoyed this battle with Bow versus this hero girl. Like, I thought it was pretty dope, man. This girl, like, her ability with the axe and everything, like she has super speed as well as super strength. I was rocking with it. I definitely was rocking with the battle. I don't know, maybe it's just me who feel that way, but I think her powers is kind of like a Wonder Woman, so to speak, just on how she was fighting and how she was handling this Smile hero. And honestly, he kind of felt like a fake. He felt like a phony. But what I really want to talk about is this dude right here. I don't know, man. Like, I during the Lucky Scion arc, the past 3-4 episodes we had with Lucky Scion, I felt something was off with this guy. And then with this episode, it confirms it. Like, this guy isn't a good guy. He's leading people to believe that he's good and he's just trying to help promote heroes. But it's something up with this guy. And this guy is going to be the downfall of society. Like, he's going to turn out to be like a main villain. Mark my words. Something's going to happen where maybe his company tanks. And then because of that, he's going to be filled with hatred and fear and anger. And he's going to become a great villain. I guarantee you. But when it comes to Queen's ability, her power reminds me of Stars and Stripes from My Hero Academia, where she pretty much can control everything in the surrounding area. That's just the vibes I get from her power. I could be wrong, but you have it where the Bow hero goes to hit her. She activates her power right here, and she says, like, stop moving. You know what I'm saying? It's like, slow down. And you have it where this girl, she's barely able to move. So I feel like, her powers is like Stars and Stripes from My Hero Academia, where she can make a command within a surrounding area and everything or everyone must obey. I don't know the ins and outs of it, like the weaknesses and drawbacks. I don't know. She seems as if she has to have full concentration, because you have during this moment where this other kid shows up. I can't remember his name. I think his name was like Johnny or something, this guy right here. It kind of messed up her powers, where she was like, oh man, the girl almost touched me because I lost my focus. So I believe when it comes to Queen, she has to focus in order for her power to remain supreme. Her power is kind of broken. I think her power might be my favorite. It might be the best I've seen so far. But also with this kid, Johnny, I believe his name is Johnny. What's up with, is he a hero too? Is he a hero? I mean, he's staying in the tower as well, so he's got to be some type of hero. I wonder if his story is going to be next, since we're seeing him as a part of this story. You know what I'm saying? So he's got to be next. But anyway, we have it where throughout this episode, we have it where Queen finally makes it to the moment where she gets to face off against X. And this battle is crazy right here. Watch this battle. And it's crazy. This battle, her outfit's clean though. Her outfit's clean as well. But watch how quick this battle is, so fast that I could play it on YouTube and not worry about getting copyright. Just watch it. You got her right here. She coming down. She's like, okay, we about to battle it out. I'm like, yo, my boy. I'm looking at my phone like, hey, look, okay, it's 19 minutes into the episode. The episode's a total of 23 minutes. Okay, this is just gonna be 4 minutes of just straight out all battle between Queen and the X dude. Let's see what's going on. What's gonna happen? You have this moment. She walks up. The guy waves at her. I'm like, oh, okay, damn. He's arrogant too. This is gonna be crazy. You got her staring him down like this is the guy who beat Bow. Because remember, that Bow girl, she was the previous X. You know what I'm saying? Apparently this guy beat him. He just came out of nowhere and moved himself up in the rankings to the point people don't even really got any information on him. But you have it where she's like, oh, well, if he's who I gotta beat to become the new X, I'm gonna take him out. And look, man, you have this right here. This shit is crazy to me. She's looking, she's taking her stance, she's ready to fight. All the anticipation is building up. Us as viewers, we're like, oh man, what's about to happen? What's about to happen? You have her grab her lance, she's about to hit the ground like, oh, she's about to do her move. Next thing you know, to my surprise, this chick wake up on the ground. She's on the ground like, what just happened? I've lost? It's over? I'm on the ground? Like, yes, you've lost. It was so quick. She didn't even blink. And it was over. Oh my gosh, man. I feel like I got ripped off when it comes to this episode. Been waiting a whole week for me to see her face off against X. And this is how it turns out with her defeated. We don't even know what happened. We don't even know this guy powers. We just don't know what he did. It's just like, and I'm curious to know, with this battle being taking place in front of a live audience, was anyone able to make out what he did? Was anybody able to see what happened? I'm very curious about that. We're gonna have to wait and see. But we have it where the episode pretty much ends, where she's feeling sad because she lost. Her goal was to become the next Hero X, and you have it where she's never really suffered a loss. Everything she's wanted, every goal she set for herself, she's always achieved it. So you have a moment here where she's sitting here like, yo, that feeling, that's what it feels like not to get what you want. That's how it feels to lose. That's crazy. And while all this is going on, they actually show, the Battle Girl, she's, kind of being angry and upset about how she lost her position that she just acquired. I want to say it takes place every year. And you see all these like little orbs and stuff, like, little nasty little mud balls around her. And then you find out, well, it looks to me anyway, we don't find out, but to me it looks as if she's about to become a villain. It looks like she's getting filled up with hatred. You see all these little balls, like orbs or whatever, sinking into her skin, and it's as if she's about to become the next villain that maybe Queen has to defeat at some point within the Queen arc, which will probably be the next 2 to 3 more episodes. But all in all, great episode. Just a little disappointed with the battle between Queen and X. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the battle where Bao faces off against that Smile dude, I enjoyed that. That was pretty dope. And the fact that we got to see, Lucky Cyan in this episode, I thought that was pretty dope. I'm curious about that new kid. I believe his name is Johnny. I could be wrong. And I'm also curious about the owner of that organization. I'm curious what the owner's actually up to. But maybe we'll find that out in due time. But let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below, and I'll catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace. What did we just witness in this?
You don't know how to use your power. Let me show.
What's up, y'all? We back at it with another episode of 2B Hero X. Hey, yo, forget solo leveling, man. This is that show. This is going to be anime of the year. This battle between Queen and I think the girl name is Bay or Bo, something like that. It don't even matter. This episode was crazy, man. This episode, one of my favorites. Favorite far as action-wise, story-wise, it's good, but some of the other characters' stories or backstories was just a little bit better. But I do love the tie-in to Lucky Cyan. I do love the tie-ins to that. I actually love that song. Like, the more and more I hear that song that Cyan sung, I'm hooked. I'm hooked with it. But this episode right here, this episode was something legendary right here, man. I'm pretty sure everyone's online right now talking about this as I'm recording the video, because I just finished watching it and I started the episode as soon as it dropped. Just in case you guys don't know, the sub version comes out at 8:35, and then all the dubs come out at 8:45, Eastern time. But yo, I cannot tell y'all how badass this battle was. First off, the fact that May crown, I mean not May, I don't May, where did May come from? I'm not even sure. But the fact that Queen armor does this, right? Her helmet, her crown, look at this. Man, come on, man. You can't say that shit. That shit is goated. Her crown turns into a mask. Yo, that shit is goated as hell. I didn't even notice that the last episode. Maybe she didn't do it. Maybe that's why I didn't notice it. But anyway, we have it where the episode starts off where the last one left off. And we got, Queen, she's dealing with her loss to the new ex. And you have it where she's dealing with it as well. I believe her name is Bao. She's dealing with it as well. And rather than try to go after the person who defeated her, she chooses to go after Queen because she feel like Queen had a reason to do, had something to do with her defeat. And it's just like, nah, she lost to the same dude. Like, that part didn't make sense to me. But, when it comes to situations like that where it's something you truly want and you lose it, you start blaming anyone and, anyone that you can. Anything to take the blame from yourself, you start to blame, push it out. And so that's what pretty much happened. Rather than just saying she wasn't strong enough to beat this ex guy, she's blaming Queen for her defeat because people said, there was rumors around saying that, Queen used Cyan's luck to try to, win the battle, but it didn't help her out. And, she's thinking because of that caused her to lose. And it really don't make sense, but I get it. People, when you're blinded by anger and rage, you kind of don't see the whole picture. So that's what happened with this girl here. She wasn't seeing the whole picture. But I do like the fact that we see a little bit of her backstory as well. And she kind of up until she turned to a villain, she kind of reminded me of Rock Lee, where she was like, yo, I'm not as gifted and talented as all the other people around me. I had to work my butt off to get to where I am. And you just constantly see her doing stuff to make herself stronger, always training, always trying to be the best, always trying to improve. So I did like that aspect of her character before she got corrupted by anger. But this battle with her and Queen, oh my gosh, look at these scenes, man. Look, oh my gosh, the battle is crazy. I don't know how much I can show without YouTube, pretty much trying to stop it. But when she did this part right here and she froze everything in place, she was like, yo, stay still. And you have it where, this the bow girl, she says yo, okay, I get it. You can control everything within a confined space. So like I said, kind of like she can make the rules similar to Stars and Stripes from My Hero Academia. But you have it where she planned it. She studied, because this takes place a year later, after her defeat to X in the previous episode. You have it where she made a way around Queen's ability to control everything in a certain space. And you have it where she made her weapon where it could kind of turn into a whip. And this shit was just, man, this shit was goated as hell. You just see the whip coming around to hit her ass, and I'm sorry, when this shit happened, I was amped as hell because honestly, her weapon made me think of the guy from Bleach. I can't think of his name, but he had the 69, and when he used his junk, he has the two, kind of like her shit, the two axe-like weapons or scythes, whatever you want to call them, and they're hooked onto a chain and he throws them. But that's what this shit reminded me of, and how she used it to catch your girl Queen off guard. Man, this shit was just goated, man. The whole battle, man, just the sequence, the destruction with the containers, them flying through the air, both of them getting their ass whooped. This shit, I'm sorry, I had to take a moment to stop. I had to take a moment to just rewatching this again. Even after this video finished, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna rewatch this episode. This battle is just that damn good, man. Look at this shit, man. Look at this. And then just the way, I like the way they make her barrier, far as how she can control shit, where you see the little tags and seals. I'm not exactly sure what it's supposed to represent, but look at this. Oh my gosh. Look at this shit. Oh my God. Hey, yo, this shit was crazy. I'm sorry, man. I'm a little amp, man. This shit just crazy, yo. This battle, man. Oh my God. Look at this, yo. And it's crazy. She was dogging Queen. yo. Oh my God. Look, man, I didn't know who to root for. didn't know who to root for in this battle, because both of them was just both of their characters are just like, I love her, the other girl weapon, that double axe with the rope. So I'm like, damn, I want to see her go in. Then I look at Queen, she has the ability to like Stars and Stripes. I'm like, yo, I want to see her go in. So it was one of those situations where I wanted to see both of them go in, but I didn't know who to root for. Granted, I know Queen in this situation is supposed to be the good guy, you know what I'm saying? Well, from her point of view anyway, she's the good guy. Nah, anybody's point of view. But you have it where her hammer get ripped off, and you got it where she's facing, oh my gosh, look at this, man. Look at the choreography. Like, look at this joint, man. I'm sorry, man. I know I'm fanboying. I wasn't expecting this battle. I wasn't expecting this battle to be this damn good. Then with her making the daggers and shooting them in the air, like, yo, this shit felt like a damn movie. This shit felt like a damn movie. I'm sorry, man. This is where it's at. Matter of fact, I think that might, oh my God, like this part right here where you got her, oh, she get pierced in the same spot she got shot in. Now, the only thing that sucked about this battle, because of her injuries, because of how, you know, Queen suffered, I don't know why I want to keep calling her May. Maybe that's her real name and I just can't remember. But because of her injuries, she wasn't able to compete in this year's, you know, To Be Hero X tournament. She was unconscious for days because of all her wounds that she sustained in her battle against Old Girl with the double axes. And you have it where, you know, she's taking a bit of a vacation towards the end of the episode with Lucky Cyan because of her defeat, you know, preparing for the next tournament. The guy X, he won it again. I forgot what they called his name. It started with a B, like Burglar or something like that. But he won it again, and you just have it where the episode ends with them running into some type of creature. Lucky Cyan, as well as Queen, they run into some creature towards the end of this episode. Not sure what kind of creature this is. It looks like some type of Egyptian dog. It might even be another hero's ability that we're just waiting to see. But you have it where it pops up at the end of the episode. But all in all, man, start to finish, this was something phenomenal. But let me know y'all thoughts down below, man. I'll catch y'all in the next one, yo. Peace. What's up, y'all? We back at it with another episode of To Be Hero X, man. Episode 13, titled Tough Girl. And what I really like about this show is when it gets to the actual tournament that they're going to showcase in the future, I'm assuming they are. I like the fact that they've given us different backstories for so many heroes that everyone's going to have their favorite choice, and it's going to be everyone like going against one another online or on Twitter or whatever the case may be, as these battles appear for the matchup to become Hero X. That's what I'm liking the most, because I love the discussions where some people are saying like, nah, this is my favorite character, their story was better, nah, this character's story was better. I'm really liking how I'm seeing that online. And To Be Hero X, you know, the show, it might have something special going on with this, like where it has people, you know, picking their favorite character and who they want to become Hero X, but at the same time, who can beat the now Hero X? That's the real question. But I'm really enjoying this series, really loving it, man. I like the fact that we're getting more than just 12 episodes. It's going up to 24 episodes. But I wonder if they're going to be able to finish everything within the episode count that we have. Is 24 episodes enough episodes? And how many more characters are they going to showcase before we get to the matchup, well, to the tournament matchup? I'm very curious. Unless this whole first season is just learning all the different characters, and then season 2 will be the actual tournament. Maybe that might be the case. Not exactly sure. But in this episode, we get the character Lolly, and to be honest with you, this episode showed me something that I never even considered as something that could be a thing. But you have it where this girl Lolly, you know, she's considered very adorable, very pretty. Like, people don't take her as a threat because how beautiful she is. And that's something I never really considered as a possibility. But you have it where she's constantly trying to prove that she can be a hero, that she can be strong, but no one's taking her seriously because how adorable she looks. You even have it where there's another lady, the girl that's in the background on the screen right now, where, you know, she's beautiful as well, or that's how they depict her as. I'm not saying she is, but, you know, I don't want nobody to twist my words around, but she's beautiful as well. And you have it where she applied to work at this, you know, this tech agency, and they looked right at her and it was like, there's no way someone as pretty as you could exceed in all these different tech, you know what I'm saying, degrees. That's impossible. You know what? We're gonna make you a receptionist. And that's what she was forced to do until, you know, another guy came and said, why would they have you down here when you're obviously qualified for so much more? So it's just stuff I never considered. I mean, me being a guy, I just never really considered that can be something that can happen to people. Like, yo, you're being held back because of how beautiful you are. I mean, I can imagine something like that probably does happen in the real world, but it's really crazy. But in this episode, you have it where this lolly girl, like, she comes up with the idea, like, well, maybe people will start taking me seriously if I hide how I look. And she builds like this armor. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw this armor, I'm like, yo, this is trash. But again, when I watched the opening, I seen an armor suit that looks similar to this, but just like way better. And I'm like, oh, this is who Lolly will become. This is who Tough Girl will become. But even still, the battle she had in this episode with her, with this armor right here, which I love the fact that they made the inside of the helmet. It seems like everyone's doing that now. Like every series where someone wears a suit, they're making it kind of look like the Iron Man type thing, where you got the stuff floating around in the air. But you got it where she's facing off against this, I'm not even sure who this guy is, but he's strong as hell. She's facing off against this thug who's trying to go after the other girl for whatever reasons. We're still not aware of the reasons why this guy was trying to attack this girl. Now, hear me out. I imagine she had a friend, and this guy right here is wearing glasses. Granted, his hair does look a little different, but there's a such thing as wigs. But she has a friend who wears glasses, and they kind of like, he's one of those nerdy guys where, you know, they consider him a friend, but he's probably going to be in the friend zone for his whole life when it comes to Lolly and as well as the other girl. I think he may be this guy that's spying on him, you know, where she's faced to fight off against him. And I'm not going to lie, this battle was it was pretty intense, man. You know what I'm saying? They were going at it. They were throwing hands. And, you know, Lolly, I mean, of course, she wasn't prepared for all this, but she still was doing the best she could to face off against this guy, and this guy's just really strong. But I really think it's going to turn out to be the guy that she was friends with. I don't know. That's just my thought on the matters. I could be completely wrong. It might be someone completely different. You know what I'm saying? It may not be him. You know what I'm saying? But let me know down below, how do y'all feel about it? But we have it pretty much where, you know, her parents, mostly her father, finds out what she's been doing and how she's been using his technology, because this is all stuff he had in his basement that she was using to create her armor. It really makes me think of I don't know if y'all remember that scene from Iron Man 1, and it was like, yo, we can't replicate what Tony did. And he said, Tony made this shit in a cave with scraps. Like, that's what this make me think of, because she made this in, you know what I'm saying, her basement with the scraps or parts that her father had left over. So I don't know, man. I just really curious to see how her final armor becomes. But you see that she really got messed up in the battle against this guy right here. This guy was kind of going all out against her, but then he sees her face, and so he, for whatever reason, backs off. And that's what really make me think it may actually be her friend. And once he's seen her, he was like, yo, this is my friend. I don't want to harm her. And he chooses to leave for whatever reason. But you have it by the end of the episode, you know, her and the girl she saved, they become close friends for whatever, you know, because they're both working for her father. because the father takes the stuff from the daughter and make the daughter work at his company. So you have it where that actually happens as well. They become close friends. They go out for drink. They see the guy following her once again, and you have it where the guy is looking and observing them, but for whatever reason he chooses not to act on it at that point in time. And that's what really leads me to believe that it may actually be the guy that she grew up with. And there was a moment where he was going to give her an umbrella earlier in this episode, and she assumed that he was going to say that she was adorable, so she ran off on him. And I imagine something like that may have scarred him and led him to go down that path to become the villain, if he is that guy. I imagine that moment probably has something to do with it, where he's like, yo, I knew you would always just see me as your dorky friend and not as someone, worth loving. Something along those lines. I could be completely wrong, but that's why I feel like it's going to go towards. But then towards the end of the episode, you have this other hero that they mentioned earlier in the episode about this hero dropping down in his trust values. And I'm not gonna lie, the outfit looked dope. In fact, this dude outfit looks like one of the outfits from Spider-Man 2 that Miles actually has. That's what the outfit looked like. I'm trying to think, let me see, Spider-Man 2. Let me see if I can bring it up for you guys. Let me see, Spider-Man 2 game. What was it? What was it on play? It was on PS5, right? Yeah, game. Miles. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll let y'all guys see the suits. Let me see suits. Should have added suits from the beginning. All right, so let's go to it. Images. Let's see. Hopefully, I can pull it up right off the bat, and you guys could see the suit. Yeah, this suit right here. Now they got different colors of it, but this is the suit I'm talking about. This suit right here reminds me. It's a white version of this suit, but it reminds me of the outfit that the guy's wearing in 2B Hero X. He has a white version of it. Let me see. I don't know the name of this suit though. Maybe we could find it down here. Oh my God, what is crazy? What are they making him do? Well, you know what? You guys can go look it up. But he has a suit. Yeah, here it is right here, matter of fact. If you look right here, the white suit, you cannot tell me. Hold on, you guys can't even see it on the screen. Let me pull it over. Right here. You cannot tell me that this suit doesn't look very similar to the suit in 2B Hero X. I mean, besides he got the little bit of purple at the top, for the most part, it's the same exact suit, just, you know what I'm saying? All these suits, it just really gives me that. And then it makes like different facial expressions on the glass head part. Kind of, or you could even say he looks similar to Mysterio from Spider-Man as well. But I imagine that inspired this outfit right here that this guy actually has on. Could be just me just feeling the vibes, but that's what it reminds me of. But all in all, great episode. I'm curious to see more of Tough Girl's story. Hers doesn't seem to be as, I guess, dire as the other hero stories that we've seen so far, but who knows, something tragic may happen by the time we get to the end of her story. But let me know how y'all feel about this episode down below. And if you like the video, thumb it up, please subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace. Telling me this guy used to be Hero X. This guy used to be Hero X? No way. No way.
You don't know how to use your power. Let me show.
What's up, y'all? We back at it with another episode of 2B Hero X, episode 14. And I will admit, I wasn't the biggest fan of Lily. I think she might have been, or at least I was thinking she might have been one of the weaker heroes that we've seen so far. But yo, this episode made me a believer. I kind of rock with her. I like the whole Iron Man thing. I think she go hard in the paint. I don't know. I'm really rocking with her. But I need you guys to admit that you guys were just like me. When you looked at DJ and seen his powers, you were like, this dude's trash. How the hell was he Hero X? How the hell does he have the record to become Hero X faster than any other X in the past? Like, yo, that I was just looking at this guy like, man, he's trash. He is trash. From when we first see this guy, it looks like all his power does is give him the ability to control people, brainwash him, and allows him to control them. And I get that is a powerful ability, you know, through sound and music. It's very powerful. But I'm just looking at this guy like, nah, man. He ain't it, man. He ain't it, man. Don't get me wrong. I love the outfit. I think the outfit is dope. It's like a Mysterio mixed with that one Spider-Man outfit from, part 2. I will admit that was dope, but I'm like, yo, this dude just ain't it, man. He ain't cutting it for me. I'm like, this guy is trash. And then what happens with old girl when she walks in the room, I can't think of her name. The friend of Lily. When she walks in the room, and she starts like demanding that, starts attacking this guy. She starts attacking him, and like she's like hounding him and stuff. And I'm like, you used to be Hero X, and you can't handle this woman attacking you? Like, where's your powers? Where's your ability? Like, use your hypnosis on her. Play the music. Make her get control over her. But I don't know if it's because this girl was drunk or what, but it seems like he couldn't stop her, and he had to call his other minions to stop this girl. And I'm looking like, yo, this dude's trash, yo. He's straight doo-doo, yo. I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me who was like, yo, this dude is just not living up to what I thought he would be. Especially after hearing earlier in the episode that he used to be Hero X. I'm like, yo, this dude, he about to go in. He about to do some crazy stuff. So I'm like truly doubting this guy. I'm really doubting this guy. And he couldn't hold off this little girl. That was another moment where I'm like, yo, what? But then we have it where Lily, she puts on the armor suit that her and her friend was working on, and she starts fighting the people that's brainwashed. It's crazy because she kind of beat the crap out these guys, and I get it, she needed to stop them, but part of me is kind of like, hey, yo, Lily, these people aren't in control of their bodies, but the damage they sustain fighting you will remain with them once they get back in control of their bodies. And she was kind of going a little rough on these guys. She was running around the room doing, look at this, doing speed blitzes, hitting them like, yo, that's a metal armor suit that she's hitting these guys with. And it's just like, yo, she is just doing the damn thing against them. But then you have it where she starts facing off against this DJ guy, the guy who used to be in control of, that used to be Hero X. And again, another moment where I look at this guy and I'm just like, there's no way. There is no way that you're telling me that this guy is Hero X. I can't be the only one thinking this, man. I can't be the only one. That's exactly what I was thinking at this point in the point in the episode. But you have it where, I'm not gonna lie, this shit was badass. She walks up to him after she already punched him into, the computers and shattered his max. You got it where she's walking up to the guy and she's gonna straight disrespect this dude. She's about to try to she's about to start smacking him. I'm sorry, I got tongue tied, but she's about to start smacking the shit out of him. And you have this moment where he starts using her power. He starts using his power on her as well, and it doesn't seem to be working. And with him not using his power on the girl earlier, I was wondering, like, maybe if his power only work on men and it don't work on women. That's the conclusion I was coming up with, because it doesn't work on her. She's steady there doing her jam or whatever. I mean, just walking to him as he's doing his jam. And then you have this crazy part right here where she just keeps smacking this guy, telling him to shut up. And like the disrespect, look at the disrespect. The disrespect was crazy. Like, yo, this is Hero X. This is the past Hero X. And I just thought that was hilarious. But then the guy starts playing his music and says, yo, my music might not affect you like it does to others. I can't control you, but it's starting to affect me and it's getting me pumped up. And then he goes Super Saiyan. Like, the dude goes Super Saiyan. And I'm not gonna lie, from the moment he transformed, that dude was kind of dope as hell. I gotta admit, I gotta say, okay, so this is how he became Hero X, because he starts beating the dog shit out of Lily. And I'm like, yo, okay, I'm a believer. this how he became X. And I'm not gonna lie, I love this battle. It was pretty dope, man. The fact that he's running on the side of the wall, beating the crap out of her, she's doing everything she can to try to, parry his attacks, try to, take him down. But you have it where the only reason he even broke in this building was to find the fear toxin, that we've seen in the past previous episodes. He's trying to capture that because someone hired him to do so. And I'm imagining the person who hired him to do so or told him to do so probably promised him a way to become Hero X. But with this ability, this power, I'm surprised that this dude didn't remain Hero X. I mean, you got the tunes, the music, you know what I'm saying? Then you got him going Super Saiyan when the music affected him. Honestly, I wonder if all his previous battles, if his downfall was the time that it took for his music to affect himself, because it seemed like it's not something that happens right away like it does with him taking control over people. Maybe there's some type of time lag, or then again, maybe he just ain't play the right song to make him transform. I'm not really sure. I would like to know the ins and outs of his powers. And I see that his music kind of gave him like a enhanced super strength buff, but I wonder if his music has other buffs that it can give to him besides just super strength, or giving him the ability to control people. I'm curious what other mind buffs he has. But you have it where she's losing the battle, and her friend has it where her friend sees that she's in trouble and she sends her a weapon. The crazy thing is, if you pay attention to that moment where she sends her the weapon, there's several different weapons that she already created for this suit that Lily is wearing. And she just chose to send her the bat. So I wonder if we're going to see the other weapons in the future episodes of this series. But you have it where the bat travels to her, and she's able to use the bat, able to utilize the bat to win the battle against DJ. And she ends up smacking DJ straight into the canister that's holding the fear toxin. I'm just calling it fear toxin, the fear toxin that everyone's been trying to study and figure out what's been causing it. Well, like, where does it come from? This episode kind of revealed a lot of different stuff to us. It showed us that, the suit that she's wearing, that she said it's a metal her father had, it's an alien spacecraft suit. It came from an alien spacecraft, and they used the armor they used the metal to make this armor suit for Lily. And I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty impressive. And this suit is also immune to trust powers, as well as the fear toxin. And that's why when the guy tried to use his music ability to control her earlier, it didn't work on her. Now, when you think about her ability, she might be the best hope to beat in Hero X, the current Hero X. If you ask me, just with her ability to make it where, trust abilities don't work on her. So that means she might be able to see through that type of stuff. That's just the vibes I'm getting from it. But I could be wrong. Hero X, the current Hero X, might be too strong for her. But you have it where everyone finds out what she's capable of. Her father's a little bit upset, but at the same time, they called other heroes to help out. And this one dude design, hopefully, I think his name was Ghostblade. Man, that dude design is sick as hell. And I want to see what this guy is capable of. Like, I want to see what Ghostblade can actually do. I'm trying to find the part where they show him walking up. But yeah, here you go, right here. Like, that, I don't know, he just looked dope as hell. And the name Ghostblade, that shit just sound, I don't know, that sound dope as hell. Matter of fact, wasn't there an anime called Ghost? No, I might be thinking of Swing Blade, where it was a female. There was a female who had like this armor suit, and it could make different blades. I think that might have been called Sling Blade. I can't even remember. Or maybe it was Ghostblade. But that dude, he looked dope as shit. I wanted to see what he could do. In fact, he walked past, he didn't even acknowledge the people around him. He just went straight to the situation that was going on. But anyway, you have the episode ending where, they're going to investigate the ship that the metal came from. We also have it where DJ, he's asking for help because he's got covered in the fear toxin. And you have the person that hired him say like, I'll help you out, but I got another mission for you. So let me know down below. What do y'all think of this episode? Who do you think this guy is? Because this isn't the eye guy from I can't even think of what his name was, but the guy from like the first couple of episodes who ended up becoming a different villain towards the end of you know what I'm saying, nice arc. Is it? It's not the same guy, is it? I mean, it might be. I don't know. I might have to go back and watch it. But let me know what y'all thought about this episode. And I know some of y'all probably like, yo, you could, you know, the preview showed the battle go on between DJ and Lily. But for me, I don't really watch the previews, or I try not to watch the previews because I want to be surprised and excited. I don't know how much the previews give away because I don't watch them, but you know, I like going in a little bit blind at least when it comes to this series. But all in all, really enjoyed it, man. But let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace. Blade is another one of those heroes who's cursed, man, by his trust value. It's crazy to see it, man, but he's cursed.
You don't know how to use your power. Let me show you.
What's up, y'all? We back at it with another episode of 2B Hero X, episode 15, and we're focusing on a new hero, and that hero is Ghostblade. For one, he got the best name so far in the series. Ain't no name better than Ghostblade. I don't know, maybe X just because it's a single letter. Maybe that could compete with it, but Ghostblade is a dope ass name. I don't know. Let me know who got the best name in your opinion. And then when it comes to the outfits, man, I don't know, man. I love Isolde outfit. I love Queen outfit as well. The fact that her crown could turn to a mask, that shit goated. But I'm really rocking with Ghostblade outfit as well. Maybe because it just makes him look so mysterious. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of whose suit I like the best. I got it up on the screen right here. You guys can't see the screen, of course. You know, I'm gonna say Queen got the best, and then I'll say Ghostblade got the second best so far, and then Isolde will be third. As far as outfits, hero costumes, I like the best. Let me know who got the best hero costume in your opinion in this series so far from what we've seen. But we see here we got, you know what I'm saying, Ghostblade. You know, he's another victim. He's another one of those heroes, and I thought we kind of, you know, got away from that, but it seems as if we're going back to it, and I'm all for it because I like the way this helps the story of the particular hero that we're talking about. But we have it where Ghostblade, he's another one of those heroes where, you know, the trust value is affecting him. Ultimately, it's a curse, and with his trust value, he can't talk. People view him as a person, a silent killer, someone who doesn't speak at all. And because he's viewed as a silent killer, he's unable to talk to his loved ones, his wife, you know what I'm saying, even his daughter. And I like the fact that even before he became, you know what I'm saying, Ghostblade, he hated noise. And to be honest with you, he kind of came off psychotic, especially with this whole scene with the pig right here. I don't know if it was just y'all or just me, but this guy, I was like, yo, is he really a hero? Is he? I mean, it wasn't until later on I start to like see this guy as a hero, but like the whole first half of the episode, like, nah, I did not see this guy as a hero until he was walking away. He abandoned his family, well, he left his family behind because he considered his family to be people who made too much noise. And then he ends up becoming Ghostblade. You find out how he meets his wife, which is crazy. His wife is I don't know how any guy would want to be with her, you know what I'm saying, because of how she is. The way his wife is being held at I guess knife point, not gunpoint, but the way he's being held at knife point and she doesn't even react to it. I don't know, man. If you ask me, I feel like that's a little weird, man. I don't know. I was like, yo, who is this chick? He likes her? What? And you have it where Ghostblade falls for her because of how she's, you know, pretty much she's silent as well. She doesn't really pay attention to the outside world. She doesn't really make response at this point in time. She doesn't make any noise. And because of that, you have it where, you know what I'm saying, Ghostblade instantly falls in love with her. He sees her and he sees sparkles and fireworks. Like, look at this shit. Like, this dude got a broken bottle knife, or well, just a broken bottle to her throat. She's still on her phone texting, and it was to the point where I thought maybe she couldn't speak. But you have it where eventually, you know what I'm saying, these guys get married, they have a kid. You know, they once they have a kid, you have it where this girl changes. She starts speaking, and she wants a different life for her child. She doesn't want her child to grow up the way that she, you know what I'm saying, the way that she was going about her life. So she asks her husband, Ghostblade, like, yo, do you want to move to this, you know, move back home? You know, our parents are getting old enough where they can move in with us, you know, because, you know, we could take care of them and spend time with them. That right there, I get where Ghostblade at. I wouldn't want that. Like, you know, maybe I could give up the hero life, but I don't know about the whole my parents moving in with us and stuff like that, you know, because there's certain way you act around your parents, and then there's a certain way you act when you're by yourself. I'm not saying, you know, every family's like that, but at least that's how I am. When I'm around my mom and stuff, I don't like to cuss. I don't like to do all of that. But, you know what I'm saying, when I'm by myself, you know what I'm saying, I might drop a F-bomb here and there. You know what I'm saying? Shit, fuck. You know what I'm saying? I might do that. But you have it where he's unable to speak, and she says, I know you can't speak, but tell me something. And he doesn't say anything, you know, because he's not good at sharing his feelings. And because of that, you know, she divorces him, or at least separates from him. And you have it where, you know, the whole time he doesn't get to see his daughter. This scene right here was very crazy, where he's thinking about all the noise from if he was to move back with his family. And I don't know why, but the way they made this scene with all the noise, honestly, I was irritated while watching the episode. I was like, yo, that's just too much noise, man. Get this shit out of here. But anyway, you have it where we get scenes from the last episode, and it turns out his daughter is the friend of Lolly. Yeah, his daughter is the girl from the last episode who was friends with Lolly and who was being followed by the creep. It turns out the creep was this guy. The creep was Ghostblade telling his daughter, because he wanted to, you know, make sure she was safe, make sure she was okay, and that's why he'd been following her. He just didn't have the courage to approach her, but he was watching her from afar. But, you know what I'm saying, obviously she observed that he was there. So that's crazy to think this whole time it was him and no one, you know what I'm saying? And I know people on my last comment section of my last video, they were saying they thought it was the friend of Lolly, the guy who worked at the store with him. And I'm not gonna lie, even I suspected it, but then I was like, their hair is different. But he could have been wearing a wig. But I was along that lines too. I was thinking the same thing. But we find out that it was your boy, you know, Ghostblade, and he's following his daughter around. He sees that, you know, the more he follows her around, the more he's taking notes. He's trying the things that she does. He's trying her favorite ice cream to see if he likes it. He's listening to the same music that she's listening to. You know, he's going to work out and do different things. Everything he sees his daughter do, he does it as well, so he can connect. You know, build that bond with his daughter. And then you have it where he shows up at the end of this episode, which was called back to the previous episode, to save his daughter from that guy, what was his name, DJ, who was facing off against Lolly. He comes and sees his daughter at that point, and he doesn't consider Lolly to be a good influence on his daughter. He feels like she's making his daughter do things that she wouldn't normally do. But I imagine that's going to change in the next episode, because this episode ends the same way the last episode ended, where they're going to experiment, where they're going to the aircraft or the spaceship that brought the metal for Lolly's armor. And you have it where Ghostblade says he'll accompany them just to make sure they're safe. But when actuality, we know he's there just to watch over his child. You know, he tells them right here, like, yo, why not allow me to go? I could look out for them. And all in all, great episode. I like the twist that he turned out to be the person following the girl, and that girl happened to be his daughter, and it wasn't on no creep stuff. It was more so just trying to observe and make sure his child was safe. I mean, the whole reason he even fought Lolly, because he misunderstood and thought his daughter was calling Lolly a creep when she was calling him a creep, but he misheard, and she only called him a creep because she didn't know who he was. But I wonder if we're going to get to the point where eventually he can talk. He is cursed by the trust value where he can't speak, so hopefully that does change in the future. But all in all, solid episode. I say it was this was a slow burn for me, but I imagine the next few episodes with Ghostblade is going to be amazing. But let me know y'all thoughts on it down below, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. shit with a butter knife. He got this dude running for his life because of a butter knife.
World shall know pain.
What's up, y'all? We back at it with another episode of 2B Hero X. Hey, yo, episode 16. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I didn't really like his character when we first got introduced to him. I thought he was kind of annoying. But in this episode, little Johnny was so damn funny. I promise you, it felt like your boy Ghostblade wanted to take him out so bad. He was like, yo, I'm a man who went without speaking for many years, but now I wish I could speak just so I could cuss this little kid out. I don't know why. This whole car scene was just hilarious as hell. Everything this guy did to kind of like, you know what I'm saying, piss little Johnny off. Little Johnny flipped it and made it into something that pissed off Ghostblade without even trying. I don't know why. That shit had me dying laughing. Like, he's just like rolling down the window. Please, wind, drown out this guy's voice. I don't want to hear it anymore. The guy's like, oh, the window's open. Oh, man, what a wonderful time to be alive. Yo, I don't know why. This shit was just hilarious as hell. I don't know. Let me know down below how many of y'all was like this where y'all found little Johnny to be annoying when you first got introduced to his character, and then after this episode you're kind of like, hey, yo, I rock with the kid. He's funny as hell. He's funny without trying to be funny, and to me that's some of the best comedy in my opinion. I think it's hilarious. But we have it where they're actually going behind, you know, Lolly, and you got it where Ghostblade is also trying to watch over his daughter. I'm not gonna lie. You know, you got it where there's moments where he wants to tell his daughter who he truly is, but for whatever reason, you know, he doesn't. I was kind of hoping this episode he would tell her, but, you know what I'm saying, he stares away from it. You know what I'm saying? You got everybody thinking he's a stalker or, you know, someone who really likes her and doesn't know how to express his feelings. But then you have it where DJ reappears. And I'm not going to lie, I really feel sorry for DJ. At first, I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying, he's whack. Then I was like, yo, I kind of like his abilities. He kind of used music to pump himself up. And now in this episode, I kind of like pity him, yo. I really pity the guy because he's a person who just got used, man. He was someone who was on the top. He says it in this episode. He was at the very top. They loved him when he was on the top. He says, but the moment you fall, all it takes is one thing. It's so hard to get back up. And I mean, that's real. That's real life. Like, think of how cancel culture is right now. How people try to cancel you off of the little thing. The little thing. You could say something simple. I mean, some of the stuff is big, but in some cases, it's something that's very small that it shouldn't be where you should try to ruin a person's career for. And, you know, you have that happening in the real world. And I feel like this episode kind of represented that, where, you know, people was looking at him like, I don't know why I can't get this thing to fast forward, but people are looking at him like, you know what I'm saying, he's a bum, he's washed up, he's not Hero X anymore, and they're treating him like dirt. So because of that, he got overwhelmed with fear, and he used it to kind of attack these people, where everyone is feeling very emotional right now. You got it where Ghostblade daughter, she wishes her father was there, even though her father is truly there. You got Lolly, you know, she wishing that she had a better relationship with her father wishing the same thing. You just got everyone being just hit by this fear, and they're just crying and everything. But you got it with Ghostblade's like, yo, anyone who harms my daughter, I'm gonna harm them. So yeah, I am affected, but I'm gonna neutralize the problem. And you have this cold ass scene where he goes to face off against DJ, and man, what a battle, yo. What a battle, him facing off again. And this man did this shit with a butter knife. With a damn butter knife, he goes to face off against this DJ guy. And every time he turned around, he slashes off this guy's hands, yo. This guy's constantly trying to regenerate. Your boy Ghostblade does not care. He's just constantly like taking this guy out like, yo, this all you got? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you lucky I ain't bring my real weapons. Like, you have what DJ even said to him, like, yo, you don't got any weapons. What are you gonna do to stop me? You have Ghostblade pull out the butter knife. You know what I'm saying? A butter knife, it's not even that sharp. And you have DJ look at him like, yo, that's what you got? And Ghostblade like, yo, you better be lucky. This is all I got. And you just have just many scenes of this dude just slicing them down, man. Look at this shit, man. Honestly, the way Ghostblade was moving in this battle right here against DJ, it really made me think of Jin Woo from Solo Leveling. I don't know, just the way he just kept slicing them up. Like every time this guy regenerate, boom, look at that, man. Just kept taking them down. And at the same time, with this guy being affected by fear, he kind of reminded me of Clayface from Batman. Maybe I'm the only one who gets the vibes of that. But you have it where by the end of this battle, you know what I'm saying, he ends up defeating the hell, as you can see on the screen, but he ends up defeating DJ. And after, you know, DJ pleads for his life, he still finishes him off, which was very brutal, very ruthless. I rock with it. But you have it where some of the fear comes out of DJ's body, and then it ends up going into, you know, Ghostblade's body, as you can see right here, is floating in the screen. Now, my whole thing is, I don't want Ghostblade to turn bad. I don't want this fear to get the best of him. I don't want that to be the case in the next episode, but it looked like that might be the way it goes. And I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping he's not someone who becomes the enemy, unless it's one of those situations where he does become the enemy, but his daughter is the one who brings him back. Because towards the end of this episode, you know, she looks in the jacket of Ghostblade and she realized, like, yo, this is her father, you know. She starts reading all the notes that her father was taking on her, like, you know, what things she likes and how he was feeling the flowers, the music, and how it was changing him, how things he didn't like, he's starting to like because his daughter likes it, and he sees that they have a lot more in common than what, you know, than what he was expecting. So you may have a moment where he does turn bad, and she's the one who brings him back by saying, like, yo, father, I knew it was you. I knew from the moment we actually sat down and ate dinner, like, there was something different about you. So we might get one of those type of moments. I'm not exactly sure, but it looks like everything's about to tie together in this next episode. You got Lucky Cyan as well as Queen. Remember in their last episode, they were seeing this giant monster. You got it where little Johnny disappeared. You got it where these guys are all out in the forest, and I imagine they're all gonna bump in together and have one big conclusion to wrap up all their stories, like one final episode where it involves all of them. And that's why they didn't get 3 episodes apiece, just like you know, like the first 2 heroes, you know, Ying and them. So it's probably gonna be a situation where this next episode will be the 3rd episode for all these guys. That's just my thoughts on the process. I could be wrong, but all in all, amazing episode. Curious to hear y'all thoughts on it. Let me know down below, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.
This world shall know pain.
What's up, y'all? We back at it with another episode of 2B Hero X, episode 17. And this episode focused on little Johnny. And I gotta be honest with you guys. Yo, this dude kind of had a sad story, a sad upcoming. Now, some of it was good, but for the most part, there were some very tragic moments that happened in little Johnny's past. And we about to dive right into it, man. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications, man. Let's get it. So as you can see right here on the screen, this is little Johnny's father. He's actually a hero. You know, while Johnny was growing up, he was a hero. And it seems as if his ability was to be able to heal anything. But you have it where he's investigating the ship that crash landed all those many years ago. And upon, you know, looking at the wreckage and stuff like that, a creature runs up on him. Big Johnny, so to speak. That's what it becomes. That's what it gets named in the future. And my whole thing is, this guy found the alien creature. Now, I get that he didn't want the government to find this creature because it looked like it was a baby, and they probably would have like did all type of experiments. That's what he said. He was like, that's the reason why he didn't leave it or turn it over. So he brought this alien home with him, and I just feel like that's some foolish stuff to do. Like, why would you do something like that, knowing you got a wife and child at home? Like, I don't know. I just don't think that was a smart move to make. But this is what this guy does. But when he gets home, you see that his wife is very sick, which is Big Johnny's mother. You know, she's very sick. She has some type of disease. And, you know, the father would come, you know, little Johnny's father would come and heal the mom from time to time to keep her, you know, to keep her living. They don't say what type of disease she has, but she seems like a very kind-hearted person. It could be because she's on death door, but I just like how, you know, she gives Johnny this story about how babies are born. They're stars in the sky. They come down to choose their parent. And I really like that aspect. But you have it where eventually she does die. She does pass away. And little Johnny's father is on the whole scenario where he's like, yo, because he lost his wife, he doesn't want to be a hero anymore. He wants to give up the hero life. He wants to go to the countryside and live with his son, away from all of this, you know, fame. And I imagine with him deciding to do this, I imagine he was only a hero so that he can have the money necessary to provide for his wife. That was the only reason he did it. I imagine so, because soon as she passed away, he instantly decides to pick up and leave. But you have it where he gives the, you know, Big Johnny to his son, and little Johnny assumes that that's a star that fell down from heaven, which is his child. So he starts calling Big Johnny his son and says that he's the father, you know, everything like that. But you have it where this other hero shows up. His name is Vortex, and Vortex doesn't want, you know what I'm saying, little Johnny's father to give up being a hero. And you have it where he's like, nah, man, you know, she was all the world to me, so I'm gonna just go raise my son in a world different from the city life. And he goes to do that, and you have it where, you know, it looks like they're happy. They're starting over. They're having a fun life together as a family, you know, father and son, grandson, if you want to consider Big Johnny to be the grandson. But you have it where little Johnny runs into some bullies, and they start bullying him a little bit. And that's when you kind of see what Big Johnny is actually capable of, because you see he kind of starts turning into this creature. Now, I get that little Johnny is a kid, and maybe not all kids think like this, but I feel like that's something you should have told your father. Like, I'm imagining he's about, what, 10 years old at this point in time. He should have told his father that Big Johnny had the ability to transform. Like, he started glowing, and, you know, he started wanting to attack the people that was attacking him. I feel like that's something he should have told his father. But, you know, he's a child, and maybe that's the reason why he didn't tell his father. But I would like to think at that age, I would have been smart enough to tell my parent, hey, yo, Big Johnny is a little more than what he seems to be. I don't know, man. But eventually you have it where Vortex, you know, that Vortex hero, he becomes Hero X. Apparently he's been Hero X for the past 3 years. And you have it where he comes back to get little Johnny's father, saying like, yo, I want you to come back. He doesn't really say the reason why. But of course, you see that he's upset because little Johnny's father turns down the offer. And you have it where little Johnny, he goes to talk to his new down friends to try to investigate, you know, who his father was, and his father passed, and who he was coming up, and the guy who actually came to visit his father. So you have it where little Johnny and Big Johnny, they find out the truth about the father. They head back, and as they head back home, that's when they find, you know, Big Johnny dead. And I mean, not Big Johnny, but the father dead. And you have it where little Johnny is saying like, yo, I'll find out who did this to you. You have it where Big Johnny is seeing him dead as well. And you see that he holds these two people dear because they took him in. And Big Johnny, he starts getting angry. He starts getting really angry. And you have it where he transformed to this big giant creature. I'm thinking he's feeding off of the hatred and anger from little Johnny. I could be wrong, but that's the vibe I'm getting, where he feeds off of this anger, and he becomes this this giant creature of just rampaging throughout the forest. And you have it where Vortex comes to try to stop this creature. And Little Johnny, as well as Big Johnny, do believe Vortex has something to do with the death of, their father and grandfather. Now, I don't think it's him, just because it was cuts all around the area. And so I'm led to believe that it was Ghostblade who did it, man. Now, if you look, hold on, let me see if I can pull this moment up. If you look right here, you see that Ghostblade is there. Ghostblade is on the scene as well. And you have it where, little Johnny's father is laying there cut up. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the same guy they showed a couple episodes ago that Ghostblade killed. So yeah, Ghostblade is responsible of the death of little Johnny's father. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it right now. Yeah, he's responsible for that death. Now, granted, we don't know why he did it, because he never asked questions. He gets a mission of his target. He goes out, he seeks out his target, and he actually takes out his target. So we do know that, but we don't know the true reason why he was given the mission to eliminate your boy, little Johnny's father. Now, there's a good chance that Vortex could have hired him to do so because he wouldn't come back and work with him. But that's just something we're going to have to wait and see. All in all, man, very great episode. It's crazy to think that little Johnny in the past few episodes been spending time with the person who eliminated his father. That's insane. And I imagine in the last episode, when we see little Johnny disappear, it could be because he realized who was the real killer, or the real person behind the death of his father, which is Ghostblade. I'm curious to see how this turns out, man. It seems like everyone's going to be a part of this battle when it takes place in present day. But let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. And if you like the video, thumb it up, please subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace. Straight wrapping this dude up into a boulder, yo. I love it, man. This is pain all the way.
This world shall know pain.
What's up, y'all? We back at it with another episode of 2B Hero X. Hey, yo. Vortex? He might just be that guy, yo. Hey, yo, I was really rocking with this dude, man. He did some moves in this battle where I'm like, yo, Big Johnny might be in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Big Johnny might not be ready for the smoke. But, yo, I like the way Vortex powers is, man. Now, I'm not going to lie. I do feel like Vortex got done dirty in this episode. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys. He got done dirty because he's being blamed for the death of little Johnny's father and the grandfather of Big Johnny, if you want to consider that. He's being blamed for that, and I don't know, man. I just think that's messed up, yo. It's really messed up that, they're just going down like this, and little Johnny is too young to realize, like, yo, it's probably more to it than meets the eye, but he's just so upset, and he wants, justice for his father. Then you got where it seems as if Big Johnny just feeds off the emotions of little Johnny. So whatever state little Johnny's in, it fuels Big Johnny. At least that's what I'm gathering from it. But in this battle right here, we just see these guys going all out. I mean, we even have it where your boy Vortex does like the what is it called? Planetary devastation, where he just captures Big Johnny in this big, pieces of the chunks of the earth, just like what happened with Pain and, Naruto or the Nine Tails. And this was epic as hell. Like, I'm sitting here like, yo, damn, Vortex, I see why he's the #1 hero, well, Hero X in this series. But then you have, just like with the Nine Tails, you have it where Big Johnny breaks out of the boulder, man. But yo, what Big Johnny does to Vortex was so brutal, was so crazy, man. And honestly, I'm curious what Vortex was going to do to Big Johnny, because he goes to unleash a move on Big Johnny, and he says like, yo, I'm sorry that this is about to happen. You brought this upon yourself. And he was actually going to unleash some powerful attack on Big Johnny, but for whatever reason, his powers didn't work on Big Johnny. And I imagine it's because Big Johnny came from another planet, and just like the metal of that spaceship he was on, where Lolly, she can use it and she's unaffected by fear, and I'm assuming trust as well. The same could be said for Big Johnny, since he came from that planet or came from that ship, where he's unaffected, by trust and fear. And I imagine that Vortex was about to use the ability, his powers on Big Johnny, but that's why it didn't work. Just think of all the attacks he did up until this point was him picking up other objects and using those objects to hurt Big Johnny. This is the first time where his actual ability was aimed towards the creature itself. And because of that, man, he got punished. I mean, when I tell you punish, this shit was brutal, man. This is one of those shits where you seen it and I was like, yo, damn. Somebody help this guy. Somebody say, like, look at this beating, man. Like, look at it. First of all, the dude gets smacked to the ground hard as hell right there. That in itself would have killed a normal person. But I'm guessing trust value increases your durability as well, because that right there should have KO'd the man. But then you got it with little Johnny, well, Big Johnny's like, this is just the beginning, bro. And then he just jumps on top of this guy and just starts beating the hell out of him. Like, yo, let me see if I can pull it up right. Like, look at this shit, man. Like, this dude is just beating the hell out. You got all these, look at this, look at this. Like, this dude is beating the hell out of him. And you got it where all these people within this village are bearing witness to this monster just demolish X. Because Vortex is known as Hero X right now. He's the #1 hero, which is known as X. And these people are watching him get demolished by this creature. But then you have it where little Johnny comes and he says a speech that his father gave, and it helps restore, Big Johnny to his small self. Now, the people seeing that this kid was able to stop this creature, and because of that, his popularity starts to go up. But then we have it where, Vortex is in the hospital. Little Johnny, he wants to become a hero because he wants to ask, Vortex if he had anything to do with his father's killing. And of course, Vortex, doing the dumb stuff that people do in situations like this, he doesn't tell the truth to the kid because he's upset. He's upset that the kid is stealing some of his, well, the kid is gaining popularity while his is declining due to his loss to that creature. And so you got it where he's upset and he's not giving the kid the answers. This is his way of being petty. And I feel like if he had just gave, little Johnny the answers he wanted, a lot of stuff that happened could have went, could have been different. But you have it where, little Johnny, he says, well, all right, well, I asked you in the ring when I'm fighting to be Hero X. And that was his motivation. But then eventually we find out that Vortex actually dies. Vortex was trying to save the people on the plane, the airplane that Lucky Scion survived on. And I love how everybody's story is like intertwined. But he tried to save the people on that plane, and in doing so, he lost his life as well, which made Johnny lose his purpose. His only purpose was to find out the truth about what happened with his father. And because the one person he thought had the answers died, he kind of felt like his life had no meaning. But you have it where he's going, it jumps back to present day where he's with Ghost Blade as well as Lolly and all of them going on that mission. And, they're being affected by the fear that's in the area. And as that's going on, you have it where we see these two guys, which this guy's such a damn snake. The other guy, the brother, seems like he's cool, but it's just like he's following along with his bonehead of a brother, and it's going to cause him to probably suffer as well. But anyway, because of that, the brothers setting things in the background. And you have it where, I don't know who this is, and had this container. I'm not really sure who this is. let me know in the comment section who this guy is. He's missing arms and legs. It might be someone we've met already. I just can't recall. But we have it towards the end of this episode where little Johnny's running through the forest and he starts to see things slashed up. As he's walking through the forest, he starts to see, have flashbacks of his father. And as he's having the flashbacks of his father, he's going further down the forest. And that's when he starts to notice that the trees in this forest is cut up just like the trees were where his father died. And I imagine he's going to find out that Ghostblade had something to do with his father's death. It's crazy because he looked up to Ghostblade. He said Ghostblade is someone who he thinks, is a great hero. Every time he's around him, he has memories of his father. Now, we know the real reason he has memories of his father because he had something to do with the father's death. But all in all, man, amazing episode. Vortex, I thought he was cool. It's just messed up that he got taken out. As you can see, these are the cuts I was talking about that, little Johnny's starting to realize, like, yo, maybe it wasn't Vortex. Maybe it was Ghostblade that had something to do with his father's death. But anyway, we have it where the battle is about to take place between, Big Johnny and all the other heroes. And, they're going to try to go after Ghostblade. I wonder how this is going to turn out, because this is one of those situations where I like little Johnny as a hero and I like Ghostblade as a hero. And Ghostblade was only doing his assignment. Granted, his assignment, I don't know why he got the assignment to take out, little Johnny's father. And he said it in his episodes where, like, he never asked questions about his targets. He just went on and he just eliminated them. So I'm very curious what's going to happen in the future episodes. But let me know y'all thoughts down below. If you like the video, hit the bell, thumb it up, all that great stuff. And I'll catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace. So you're telling me all of this takes place before episode 1? This is crazy.
To go even further beyond.
What's up, y'all? We back at it with the latest episode of To Be Hero X, episode 19. I know I'm a little late with this one, man, but hey, your boy was tired, man. I was knocked out. I woke up like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, it is what it is, man. My bad, yo. But we are here with the latest episode, and man, I don't know what to think. Like, it's battles going everywhere in this episode. Like, honestly, I feel like this is the tournament to be Hero X with everything that goes down in this episode. Now, I can't help but feel sorry for, little Johnny, man. Little Johnny, he's just that person where out of everyone in this series, I feel like he suffered the longest, put it this way. Like, he's been suffering since he was a little kid. His father got taken out by Ghostblade nonetheless, and Ghostblade was manipulated. They told him, all types of lies to get him to take out little Johnny. And because, because of that, you have it where little Johnny starts to figure out, like, yo, maybe it's Ghostblade that took out my father. But at the same time, he doesn't want to believe it because of how he feels about Ghostblade, how he feels like Ghostblade is more so a kind-hearted person. So you got stuff like that going on. And then you find out that Ghostblade new target, the reason why he was sent on this mission was to take out little Johnny. You know what I'm saying? As well as, Big Johnny as well. And you feel like, damn, man, this is crazy. This is sad. This dude is about to take down father and son. And you're hoping, or at least I was hoping, like, yo, maybe he'll come to his senses. But as, as your boy Ghostblade is going in looking for a moment to actually take out Big Johnny and little Johnny. And to be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure if he was trying to take out, Big Johnny by himself or Big Johnny and little Johnny. That was kind of hard to make out in this episode, but I want to say he was supposed to take out both of them. But you have it where the organization that hired him, you know what I'm saying, the uncle of Eso that hired, you know, Ghostblade to take out Big Johnny and Little Johnny, they don't trust Ghostblade anymore because they're like, yo, he accepted this mission too easily. Maybe he knows more than what he's led on. Now, we know the reason he joined this mission was so that he can be close to his daughter. That's the true reason. And it's crazy to think that this organization did all this research and stuff on Big Johnny and Little Johnny, but they didn't choose to do research on Ghostblade to figure out that that's his daughter and that's the reason why he wants to go on this mission, unless they completely like hid that from the world. I'm not really sure, but I just feel like an organization that's capable of that would have should have been able to you know, take down, you know, figure out that Ghostblade had a daughter and, you know, see that that's the reason why he went on this mission. But anyway, you have it where Ghostblade looked as if he's about to take out Johnny, you know, and I'm like, oh damn, man, this dude actually gonna take him out. But it turns out to be Eso there, and we get this amazing battle between Eso and your boy Little Johnny. I mean, not Little Johnny, but Ghostblade. Like this shit right here, crazy, man. This, oh my god, it was a battle I didn't know I wanted. And to be honest with y'all, when it comes to this battle right here, I feel like Ghostblade was at a big disadvantage. All he has is his blade. You have it where Eso is wearing this armor suit, so I imagine it could hold up against certain attacks from blades, not to mention his electricity. So in order for old boy to cut him, he has to get shocked himself. But you see that he's trying to go after Ghostblade as well as Big Johnny and Little Johnny. Now my whole thing is, why wouldn't Big Johnny transform? Now my whole thing is, maybe because he sensed that Eso wasn't trying to harm Little Johnny, he was only trying to harm him. And I feel like when he transformed into that big, like, you know, cat or whatever it is, it's more so on trying to protect Little Johnny as opposed to trying to protect himself. Now, I could be wrong, and it could be more to it. Maybe he just didn't have enough time to react. But yeah, this episode was crazy towards the end. I'm sitting here like, yo, holy shit. Ghostblade versus Eso. I did not see the series going this way. I'm sorry. I don't think anyone could have predicted this was how it was going to go, unless you watched the end credit or the preview for this episode with last week. I never watched the preview. As soon as it comes to the end credits, I stopped watching. But like this battle, man, this shit was just intense, man. I didn't know who to root for because I like both characters, man. But I feel like Eso is far from what he used to be, man. I feel like he's just like Vader. Like now he's to the point where he feels like he can't go back to who he used to be. So the person he once was, it's no longer there. He's dead, you know, and this is a whole new Eso. In my opinion, that's just the vibes that I get from him. But yeah, man, like I said, it just seemed like Ghostblade, he hey yo, he can't handle the situation. Now, then we go to further into the episode. As this battle is going on, we start to see, you know what I'm saying, Lolly father as well as Ghostblade daughter, they're in here as well. And as this battle between Ghostblade and Eso is going on, you have it where Nice actually shows up, which was very unexpected, man. I did not expect to see Nice show up at the end of this episode. I'm trying to find it on the screen right here for you guys, because this was, yeah, and then the way he showed up, it just looks so dark and sinister. Now, I wonder, so obviously this takes place before Nice kills himself. But I wonder, like, is this what led to Nice deciding, like, yo, he doesn't want to live anymore? Is this what led to that moment? Because he just seems like, I don't know, this dude just seems kind of creepy right here. Like, and granted, it kind of goes with how he was when we first seen him in episode 1, and he like does the, and then like jumps off the edge. It does kind of go with that, but at the same time, it's like, yo, what's going on with Nice right here? But I wonder, and you guys can help me out in the comment section, that the same people who hired, you know what I'm saying, Eso to take down Ghostblade and everyone, is that the same company that hired Nice to take down, you know what I'm saying, the father as well as the daughter of Ghostblade? I'm very curious if that's the same agency or two different groups, because we know multiple people are trying to find out about this, space tech and space metal and all of that stuff. So I'm very curious who hired Nice. Is everyone working for the same dude, or is it a whole nother company? But you have it where your boy Nice says, I'm here to kill you guys. But then you have this amazing moment due to Lolly and the stuff she did. She actually gave this medallion to your girl right here, and you have it where it reacts. It's like a location beacon, but it started beeping off as if she was in danger. And because of that, Lolly was able to get there to help out, and you have her actually managing to clash with Ghostblade, and this shit just looked epic as hell, yo. Oh my God, this shit was crazy. Now you see the father here. He didn't want his daughter Lolly to be involved in any type of combat. That's why he left her on the outside. But now you see this look where he's actually realizing what his daughter is capable of. And I imagine his mindset on what his daughter can do will change, where he's gonna look at her like, yo, you know what I'm saying? It's not me who has to keep continuing to protect her. She can protect herself now. She's grown old and smart enough to defend herself. I imagine that scenario is probably going to go down after this battle concludes. But we also have it where we see Queen as well as Sion. They're heading in this direction as well. So yeah, this was a crazy episode. I enjoyed it from start to finish, man. I'm curious to see how the next one's going to go. But let me know your thoughts on this one down below. And if you like the video, thumb it up. Please subscribe, hit the bell, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Yo, the way the animation style changed for this scene, like, yo, Ali is on another level right now.
This world shall know pain.
What's up, y'all? We back at it with another episode of 2B Hero X. Ayo, hands down, best episode in the series, if you ask me. Don't get me wrong, we've had some bangers. In fact, most of the episodes have been straight bangers, but this one right here takes the cake, man. Oh my gosh. So look, man, we had E-Soul in this episode, and he's battling it out with Ghostblade and Little Johnny and Big Johnny. So my whole thing is that's got to be the old E-Soul, not the new one, just based off the arm. So that's the old E-Soul. So the timeline, I wish they would like show it as we watch the episodes, like, put it up on the screen somewhere. But yo, the battles we got, man, I don't know who I felt, more sorry for. Nice, Lolly, Little Johnny, Ghostblade, like everybody, it just didn't end well for nobody in this episode, if you ask me. But we get this battle right here between the original Nice and Lolly, and this battle was crazy, yo. This version of Nice, OP as hell. Now, with this episode though, we kind of get an idea of what led Ice to unalive himself, and I'm gonna just give you why I think he did. So with everything that happens in this episode, he wasn't doing a good deed. They know, a lot of people in this episode know that he was committing crimes right here, and I feel like the pressure that the world would find out what he truly was doing here got to him, and for him, he was just like, yo, it's just too much for me. And of course, he ended it. That's just my thought and theory on why he did. Because you got to think, Lolly is going to be after this guy. She might be known as a hero now. Everyone sees her as this new hero, but she don't care about that hero stuff. Like, yo, the whole time, like if you see her demeanor at the end of this episode, all she's thinking about is taking down your boy Nice, man. Like, and don't get me wrong, like she did a good job in this episode, like fighting Nice. I mean, I was really impressed with how she was handling, going up against him. Like she actually was kind of giving him the business, yo. She was doing the damn thing. And then like the exclamation mark on her face whenever she was in danger, sort of like a spider sense. The fact that her suit was doing that, I don't know why, man. I love that. Every time it happened, I was just like, hey, yo, she might be my favorite. It's hard to say, man. It's hard to pick a favorite, man. Little Johnny is annoying, but, you know, I like him now, you know. It's between Lolly. Let me see. It's between Lolly, the new Nice, and Queen. And I think Queen might take it just after her feats that she had in this episode alone. I feel like she got a lot more powerful. But man, the battles that we were getting right here, the fact that we had all these heroes going against one another, and this right here, man, this shit right here hurt. When he got taken out, man, the friend of Lolly, and I wonder, because I'm not too familiar with the names. So we see her at a grave towards the end of this episode. And was that grave his or her father's? I'm very curious. Let me know in the comment. I want to say it's her father's, but it's a good chance it could have been his grave as well, because that was her childhood friend. And I mean, this dude just got pretty much just massacred right here. But you have it while all this is going on. You got, of course, the businessman's making plans and just speaking on what they're trying to, you know, be up to, and how they know that the uncle of the new Iso is trying to bring back his father. His father was known as Zero. I don't know too much of Zero and how powerful Zero is, and you know how pretty much he got corrupted by fear, or he took the life of somebody, if I'm not mistaken, and because of that, it spread fear among everybody and kind of ruined his reputation. But that's pretty much what's going on in the shadows. But we also get this battle right here between Ghostblade and Iso. And I'm not gonna lie, it makes sense that, you know what I'm saying, Ghostblade wouldn't be able to harm Iso on the strength that he's wearing like a mechanical suit, or at least it has mechanical attachments, and all Ghostblade has is a blade. And if he can't cut through the blade and cut through the you know what I'm saying, that armor that Iso is winning, of course he's not going to be able to win this battle, man. But I'm not gonna lie, he held his own. He was doing this damn thing. He even managed to pierce the arm, but that arm just happened to be the metal arm of Iso. But next thing you know, you have it where, oh man, we're gonna get back to it. We back at it, right? Like I said, man, it was just so many great moments going on in this episode. But you have it right here where Lolly, she loses it, man. She loses it. She runs out. And what does she see? She see her family getting taken out. At the same time, you got Big Johnny seeing Little Johnny being electrocuted to death. And that's when Big Johnny, as well as Lolly, they both snap. They see what's going on and they break, man. They break. And the way the art style changed for this dire situation, it was amazing, man. Like, look how the art look right now. Like the way the art style just changed. It really gives you that edgy vibe, that edgy feel. And man, this was crazy. I wasn't ready for this. You got it where both, like, Big Johnny's turned into the monster. Lolly, she wants straight revenge on the people that killed her father. Like, she beat all of these guys to death. I'm not even sure if they were really human. Part of me think they were like monsters, because they do show a guy in a tube, same guy we seen in the previous episode. And I don't know if it was like more so he was mentally controlling these guys and they was like his puppets. I'm not really sure. But then you have it where she goes in and she wants to beat the crap out of Iso. Like, yo, I mean, not Iso, but Nice. This, oh my God, like, you got her just going in against this guy. Oh my God, this was so epic. And then you have this going on. And then you also got Big Johnny versus Iso. Like, it was just so much going on in this episode, but it was so amazing. Like, this scene, like, look at this, man. This junk was just, look at him getting knocked away. And you have it where Lolly is so focused on Nice that she doesn't even care about what's going on around her. This guy just flew right past. She doesn't even acknowledge that he's there. And then this happens right here. Look at this. You got this giant monster. We know it's Big Johnny, but you got this giant monster breaking out of the ship that you guys were just in. And she's so focused on taking out Nice that she doesn't give a damn about that monster. She's like, yo, that monster could kill me for all I care, but I'm going to make sure I take out Nice first because he's the reason my father got hurt or taken out. I'm not sure if the father was taken out. I think that was the father's tombstone that we see at the end. I'm not 100% sure. But you have this, oh my God, this moment right here. Like, she's just like, she doesn't even care. She's like, I'm going for Nice. Then you have Iso here like, yo, it's a giant monster. I got a job to do. I'm going to eliminate the monster. And he's going straight for Big Johnny. Like, this part was so amazing. And then I'm thinking to myself like, yo, it can't get no better than this. And then as this is happening, as you see this going down right here, you have this right here. And I'm sitting here like, who is this? Who could this be? Who is doing this? You know, who's showing up right here? And then you just see her. You see the staff. You already know. Queen. Oh my gosh. This part was so epic, so godlike. It was amazing, man. Like, it was, I don't know. It's like when you just think of like that angelic type music you would hear when something holy would happen. That's what happened when I was just like, like I seen the butterflies and the, you know what I'm saying, the birds and the feathers and stuff like that. Like, that's what I seen when this happened right here, man. Like, this was just, look at this, man. She froze everything, man. That's why I say, like, Queen might be my favorite after this episode right here, man. I wasn't expecting her to be this damn amazing, man. But you have her, you know what I'm saying, just walking past everyone as they're frozen. Like, this scene was just crazy. And then, like, she gives them the glare. Like, I wonder if she was able to know what Nice was up to when she walked past him right here. Does she know Ice is evil? Because she gives him that glare, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know what you're up to, but you're not important right now. She gives him that glare. So does she know? Does she know? Let me know in the comment section. Does she know? Then you have her do the same thing with Iso. Now, I imagine she knows Iso is up to no good on the strength that, you know, she knows Big Johnny and she knows Little Johnny. The fact that she knows both of them, as you know what I'm saying, really got me thinking that she knows about, you know, she knows he wouldn't be doing this unless something put her to it. You also got your girl, I can't even remember her name, Lucky Scion here as well. Now, I'm very curious, how did she know that was Big Johnny? Because Big Johnny never transformed in front of her. So how did she know that was Big Johnny? Is she able to see, like, into people's hearts when she does this spell? Because it's bigger than we've ever seen it been used before. You have it where she tells Big Johnny, like, it's okay, you know, we're here, calm down, it's me, remember me. And she manages to calm down Big Johnny, and at the same time she goes and save Little Johnny, and well, really Scion saves. But you have it where the episode pretty much ends where you have her at the grave, and I believe that's her father's grave. I want to say this, but you see, she's become a hero now, and she's at a grave. I imagine it's her father's grave. I imagine that probably says, like, loving father, but again, it's in Chinese. Then you also have it where, you know, she's being listed as a new hero. Big Johnny is being listed as a hero as well. He wants to train and become stronger. And then you have it where the episode paints it where Nice showed up and he defeated all of those little henchmen that happened to take out her father, as well as is saying that Iso, you know, he did his thing as well to help out in the incident, as well as Big Johnny, Lolly, Queen, and you know what I'm saying, little Lucky Scion. And then you have it where Ghostblade himself, he actually, it seems as if he retired. You know, it seems as if he's going back to being with his family. You see him show up at the hospital towards the end of this episode with his family. They show Iso, training. He's ranked number 9. But then at the end of this episode, you have it where we see new hero, the new X, and you got it where he is the Hero X again for this year as well. 3 years strong. The competition was postponed, but then you have this right here where this guy gets up, and he's the son of Zero. He turns around, and then you have this scene where the door is going to open. You're going to see a guy walk up. Now, I don't know if this guy is Zero or someone completely different. I'm not 100% sure, but you have this guy walk up right here. And I do not know who this is. Now, it could be Zero because he does have like a 0 on his head. I'm not 100% sure. But all in all, man, this episode was amazing, man, start to finish. But let me know y'all thoughts down below, and I'll catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace. Dragon Boy. Hey, Dragon Boy on a whole nother level, yo.
World shall know pain.
What's up, y'all? We back at it with another episode of 2B Hero X, episode 21. We got a new hero, Dragon Boy. Yeah, some of the names up here is just straight trash. Dragon Boy, nice, smiles. Like, yo, what are they thinking about these names? Like, it's just like, give him a name. He'll be all right. Just give him a name. Like, who come up with the names? The only dope name, in my opinion, so far is maybe I say Ghostblade and Queen. You know what I'm saying? Lady Scion, that's all right too, but that's her real name. They just turned it into a hero name. So those names are all right, but like Smiles, Dragon Boy, Big Johnny, Little Johnny, like, yo, who came up with this shit? Who came up with it? But in this episode, we got Dragon Boy. He's trying to make it into the top 10 so that he can compete for Hero X spot. Right now, he's currently ranked 12, and you see that people are kind of doing things in the shadow, trying to manipulate things so that he can actually get to that top 10 spot. Now, when he first came off in this episode, we see him fighting some guys after getting out the water. I kind of thought he was somewhat of a good person, how he said he wanted to purge the world from scum like you, and those people did come off as scum. But the more and more we get to see this guy's character, the more and more he comes off as scum. And it's like, yo, to the point where I don't think he's a hero. We see him doing dirty tricks right here to get Smiles, you know what I'm saying, to drop out of his ranking so that he can take his place. And it's just not right, man. It's like, yo, earn your keep. But I wonder how strong this dude truly is, because you have him early in this episode saying like, yo, I could go after either, Nice or Iso and take them out. That way I could get in the rankings. And he also was referring to Lolly as well as Queen. But you had it where the dude in charge was like, yo, nah, don't mess with them. Leave them all alone. They still in the limelight. You don't want to mess with them. But the fact that he feels like he's confident enough to take them down really makes me wonder how powerful this kid truly is. But you got it where he engages Smiles in a battle. And I'm not going to lie, this fight was just pretty damn dope. Honestly, I thought Smiles was a whack hero, but just seeing him box it out right here against this guy just looks so amazing. Apparently, Smiles has been in the top 10 for quite some time, several decades to be exact, and they feel like he's one of the people that need to step down so that he can have a chance. But like I said, man, this dude went in on on Dragon Boy. Like when I saw this, I was like, yo, Dragon Boy, what are you gonna do? And then it just seemed like he was asking for it. He was asking for that beating. And that's when I started to think, well, maybe his power is kind of like, you know, he can absorb the kinetic energy from all the blows his body sustained and then release it at a later time. Because we do see the tattoo markings on his body glow up, and then he does manage to counter punch your boy. He does manage to counterattack Smiles, and so that's when it led me to believe that he might actually be like an absorption type. And I'm not gonna lie, when the markers or the tattoos started glowing, I was like, yo, I thought he was gonna turn to a dragon. I was ready to see what this guy actually was gonna do. But when his markings glow, he actually reminded me of the dude from Batman Beyond. I think his name was Blight. I might be wrong on the names. I could be 100% wrong, but you have it where he goes to attack your boy Nice. I mean, not Nice, but Smiles. He punches him with everything he got. And I'm not gonna lie, this blow looked devastating. But at the same time, you know, Smiles is like, yo, you think we don't know what your power is? You're ranked number 12. Everyone's aware of your abilities. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing you can do that can stop me. And of course, you got it where Dragon Boy is threatening Smiles, saying that they have his daughter. And from the comment that he makes it seem as if they eliminated his daughter. And if that is the case, that's pretty sad, man. That's messed up. And you got it where Dragon Boy actually tells Smiles like, yo, man, I'm gonna send you to see your daughter. You know, I'll give you that since you're gonna give me the ranking spot that you have. I'll tell you where your daughter is. I'll take you to her. You know what I'm saying? You could join her in hell. So that right there kind of gives off the indication that she's been taken out. And I wonder if it was by him or just, you know, natural causes. I'm very curious. Maybe she isn't even gone and he's just using that as a scare tactic to try to get you know what I'm saying, Smiles to do whatever you want. And while this battle is going on, you have it where Dragon Boy is kind of being pushed back by Smiles, and then he goes to yell and says like, yo, you're just gonna watch from the sidelines and wait for your moment to swoop in and get the win. And you see that your boy Nice is here hiding, ready to attack, and we know that they want Nice to help eliminate Smiles as well. And I'm starting not to like the original Nice. The new Nice, yeah, he's cool, but the original Nice, like, yeah, I'm really not rocking with him. But I do imagine I got an idea of what happens to him by the time we get to episode 1. And I believe all this stuff he's done, all this horrible stuff that he's doing to become, you know, within the top 10, it's going to corrupt him. It's going to make him feel guilt, and that's why he's going to, you know what I'm saying, unalive himself in episode 1. That's the reason why, because all of this guilt of the stuff he started to do in order to get to where he was. It was just too much for him. Now, at the same time, I imagine he probably inspired to be a real hero, because we see images of him or flashbacks of him in this episode where he's looking at where he's a kid and he's looking at, you know, Smiles, and Smiles was someone he looked up to, someone he believed in, and now he's forced to try to take down Smiles. So I imagine in the next episode he's going to eliminate Smiles, and that right there is what's going to push him over the edge. He's going to feel like, yo, I eliminated the one person I looked up to the most, and that's probably what caused him to jump off the building in episode 1. Now, that's a long shot. I could be wrong. It's just my thoughts on what's going on with him. And then when it comes to Dragon Boy, I'm really curious about, you know what I'm saying, where he actually came from. Like, we see him in the beginning of this episode and he's just swimming in the ocean. Like, we don't really know much about this guy. We see him facing off against these punks, but we don't really gather no information no more than he wants to rid the world and he wants to become the next Hero X. Now, something else they do show us in this episode, they said Hero Zero became so powerful because he had so much trust from the people that he became like a god and he went on a rampage. I wonder if we're going to get to see that at some point in this series. Will that be like a season finale, like a flashback? But the way they were speaking of him, it really got me curious to see what he was actually capable of in the past. What did he do to make such a ruckus, such a rampage, that the whole organization of these group of, I guess, managers behind the heroes were formed in order to keep heroes from gaining too much powers. So he must have did something really devastating for them to feel like, yo, we got to make sure this never happens again. But all in all, man, amazing episode. Enjoyed it from start to finish. Curious to see how this battle is going to turn out. Also want to know if I'm going to be right about Nice and him actually taking out Smiles, which causes him to take out himself. Very curious if it's going to go down like that. But let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. And if you like the video, thumb it up. Please subscribe. And I'll catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace. Look at these guys throw hands, man. They really going at it. They are throwing hands, man. This episode was crazy.
I got 100 on my dash, got 200 in my trunk. Name in the grab bags for my...
What's up, y'all? We back at it with another episode of 2B Hero X, man. I think it's only 24 episodes, and if that is the case, that means we only got 2 episodes left. Hey, yo. I don't know, man. I feel like this might be the best episode. I really do. We had some episodes before that I said was my favorite, but this one, man. And what really is the icing on the cake is the title of this episode, The Last Smile. Like, yo, that shit hit so hard given what happened in this episode, man. Like, honestly, I don't know who I feel more sorry for between Smile and the original Nice. Like, yo, oh my gosh, man. Like, Nice just really wanted to be a straight up normal hero, man. He just wanted to be a hero, and because of his actions, he took out the one person he looked at to be a hero the most, man. Oh my gosh, man. He goes to stab Dragon Boy to help Smile, because he's thinking about how Smile was that hero he looked up to. Smile was the one who told him, like, yo, hey, man, I feel like everyone should smile, man. When you smile, you're unbeatable. And you see that he believed that. And because he believed that, he was able to choose to help Smile out in this event. And it's just like, yo, I hate all of the higher ups in this series. Everybody who owns the heroes and they got their own promotion agency, it seemed like they're all creeps. Now, granted, they all came to be because of the hero back in the day. I believe his name was Zero, and how he became so powerful. He was a god, and it took all the heroes combined to actually take him out. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I don't believe that whole story. I really feel like it's more to it, man. Now, I don't know all the lore of this series, you know what I'm saying, and the comics or whatever the case may be, because I know there's lore outside of the anime, but I really don't believe that that's how everything went down, the way this guy was telling us earlier in this episode. But man, when we have Dragon Boy takes the fear and use the fear and shoot it on on Smile. Oh my gosh. And like, Smile design was just so crazy. Like, this dude, look how powerful. Like, the moment he transformed, like, the animation on that was just superb. That shit was just so damn good. I'm looking like, yo, this dude about to turn to Venom. Like, what's about to happen with this guy? Next thing you know, you just see him look at Nice saying like, yo, why are you laughing at me? And then like, yo, oh my gosh, this dude's like, yo, I want blood. His design kind of looks like a mixture of the DJ hero that we seen not too long ago, except his colors are more, I guess, more vibrant. I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but this dude just looks so damn. And then just how he got the crazy evil smile in front of him, and then you just got him facing off against Nice. Like, yo, come on, man. Now, Nice, I'm not gonna lie, the original Nice got hands. Like, this dude seemed like a trained fighter. He seemed like he know what to do when it comes to combat. But of course, you got it where he's getting beat up, or at least, you know what I'm saying, getting caught off guard by how powerful this smile, this, I guess, what would you call him? Fear smile? Smile fear. He's getting caught off guard by how powerful this guy is, and this guy's just sending him flying all around the screen. But then you have it where he goes to fight your boy Dragon Boy, and you know what I'm saying, and I heard that he had a transformation from Agent. Agent told me, shout out to him, but I didn't know he would be this powerful when he transformed. So we know that he can take all the hatred, all the anger and pain that he sustains and turn it into power. But while he's doing that in this battle against this smile, you have it where he has a flashback of him swimming in the ocean, stuck under a block of ice. His mom is on the other side. At least that's what it said in the subtitle. It said it was his mother's voice saying like, yo, you still could go stronger. You could hold out a little longer. And it seems as if his mom was trying to make him stronger. But once she realized her son wasn't strong enough to get out the ice, she called him a piece of trash and left him there to die. Like, yo, this scene was so cruel and so crazy. I actually felt sorry for him for a little bit, and I'm imagining the other person may have been his sibling, because I know one is his mom, but I'm not sure who the other one is. But you have it where, you know, he snaps to reality, he transforms, and he faces off against Smiles. And yo, this shit was just crazy. You just have these two going all out against one another, Dragon Boy versus Smile, and this joint just looks so amazing. He hits him with some type of charged up punch. Like, this punch had so much power that it seems as if it killed your boy Smile. And that's why I said that's what made this title so powerful. The fact that the name of the episode was The Last Smile. I was just like, yo, damn, man, this shit is crazy, yo. And this witnessing this blow and how it just sent him flying. Like, I do not look at Dragon Boy as a hero. In fact, none of these guys are really heroes in my opinion. Maybe Smile was the closest thing to being a hero. I would say Smile, Lucky Scion, the new Nice. I would say those are like real heroes, but everyone outside of that, nah, man. I might be missing a person here and there, you know, matter of fact, Lolly, but everyone else, they ain't heroes, man. They definitely ain't heroes. But then you have it where he kills Smiles, and you have it where then he goes to face off against Nice. And you have these two engaging in battle. And I'm not gonna lie, this shit looked pretty dope as well. Their hand-to-hand combat moments were pretty dope to see. Like, the way they were just sparring against one another, throwing hands, Nice showing that he has hands as well. Like, this shit just looks pretty cool the way they're fighting. I really enjoyed the battle. I feel like they went all out in this episode when it came to the different fights. Like, we got so many different fights. We got, you know what I'm saying, Nice versus Dragon Boy. Dragon Ball is crazy. But Nice versus Dragon Ball. Smile versus Dragon Ball. Like, yo, and then we get even more fights later on in this episode. But we have it where, you know, Nice is on the verge of dying from facing off against Dragon Boy. Dragon Boy. Next thing you know, you have it where X shows up. X shows up and save your boy Nice. Now, I'm not exactly sure what kind of power Nice has, because it seems as if he could hop into different realms with the snap of a finger. Like, look like he's switching between dimensions. I'm not exactly sure how he's able to do this, but you have it where he goes to face off against Dragon Boy, and Dragon Boy is excited to fight him. But next thing you know, Nice turns this guy into a piece of paper. He turns him into a paper, balls him up, and throws him into the river. Like, I don't know what's up with this man's power. Like, I need someone to break it down for me in the comic book. Someone who's more familiar, because this scene was insane. I was looking like, what? Like, the fact that it's almost like he's warping reality, but at the same time he's doing it so fast that people can't recognize. Because after he does this and he balls him up and throws him in the river, you have it where the people who are witnessing this, they're just saying like, yo, he beat him that fast. They didn't even see him ball him up into a piece of paper. Like, that was unknown to the people who was watching from the bridge. So like I said, this was crazy. I really want to know more about this guy's power. So I figure since we only got 2 episodes left, I figure like it's going to focus more so on, Hero X. That at least that's my thought on it. I could be completely wrong, but I feel like it's going to focus more so on him now that we only have 2 episodes remaining. But I will say, man, Smile, damn, he didn't have to go out like that, man. He didn't have to go out like that. But all in all, man, I think this might have been my favorite episode. Curious to hear y'all thoughts on this episode. Like, this was crazy. But let me know your thoughts, and I'll catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace. gang, we about to find out what made Nice do what he did in the very first episode. This is in. What's up, y'all? We back at it with another episode of 2B Hero X, episode 23. If I'm not mistaken, next week should be the last episode. And I hate to see this series go, man. I've been enjoying this from start to finish. I feel like every hero has a story where it's just like, yo, damn, where you want to root for him, and then you get to another person's story that makes you want to root against them. And I wonder if the same thing is going to happen with this new hero we got introduced to called Ahu. And I'm not gonna lie, beginning of the episode, I wasn't the biggest fan of him, but as we get further in the episode, I'm like, hey, yo, I kind of rock with him. I'm not gonna say he's my favorite, but I kind of rock with him, man. But pretty much, he was in a circus. They consider him to be like a clown dog, but you had it where the kids believed in him, and you know they believed in him so much that he started getting stronger for it. But then eventually, you know, he gets frustrated and he bites a particular kid, which is hilarious as hell that he did that. And if you look at this episode, the art style is pretty different from anything we've gotten throughout the other 22 episodes. I don't know, I'm trying to think of what the art style remind me of. It's a series that comes, matter of fact, I think it comes on Nickelodeon, or it might be Netflix, where I think it's called Scissors or something like that. And it's a guy where he has a sword that can break apart a teenager. That's the art style reminds me of that. But don't get me wrong, that series, from what I've seen in clips, that shit get gritty. But that's what the art style of this remind me of. But you have it where this girl, you know, picks him up, you know, adopts him. And you know, she's trying to tell him that he's going to be a hero, he's going to be the savior of her little community. And then we have it where, you know what I'm saying, X is here, which is crazy because I was looking at the guy, I'm like, I wonder if that's X. And it's crazy how X seems to be in the background of every hero story. It almost makes you wonder if he has the ability to see the future, and he's going around and putting the right pieces into the proper puzzle. You know, I'm very curious about that, but it's just, I think it's really odd that he pops up in damn near every scenario, and he might have popped up in some of the earlier episodes before I even realized it was X. I'm guessing that's the thing. But you have it where this girl is kind of promote Ahu as the hero, the savior of this community, and you got it where she's cheering, and you know, she's just happy to be around him. And then eventually he gets to the point where he starts to care for her, and you know, you have it where he even beat up some thugs and stuff like that. But you have it where a hero shows up, takes the documents of people from the community by using a hero to their advantage, which happens to be Nice. It's crazy to see that Nice is involved with so many bad schemes. It really make you look at him like, yo, he's not a hero. Yo, out of every hero we've been introduced to, I feel like he's the furthest from being a hero, just with how many moments he's been doing bad things. And I know that's hard to say because in the previous episode he did the right thing, trying to stand up for Smile when he faced off against Dragon Boy. But other than that, I just feel like everything he's doing is so dirty and so shady. But we have it where we got this individual right here who's made out of fear. He can multiply himself, and he has the documents, and you have it where the girl as well as Ahu, you know, trying to get away with the documents. You even have it where the animation kind of changes right here where he faces off against all of these, I guess, fear henchmen, I guess, you know, bodyguards or whatever. And it was a pretty amazing moment. But then you have it where, you know, he's being pushed to his limit. He's getting beaten up trying to escape with the documents because the girl tells him to flee with him. And you have it where he's concerned about the girl as well. I mean, as you can see, it's just a lot of amazing moments in this episode, especially towards the end. Like I said at the beginning, the episode was kind of, you know, But then as the episode went further into it, I was like, yo, I'm kind of rocking with this. I really mess with this series. And then you have it where your boy X actually gets involved. He starts helping her, or helping the dog out, by placing some of the enemies into objects. Well, like I said, X's ability is broken, yo. It's really broken. But you have it where he helps out in this battle. You know, the dog Ahu is trying to get X to help, and then next thing you know, X ends up facing off against these henchmen. And it seems as if he's able to use his ability at such a high speed that is insane. Like, it's insane how fast he is. You had it where this dog was just looking, and within a second, next thing you know, they're inside like the wall fighting. Like, it's like he could go through dimensions. I wanna like, I don't want to spoil myself, but at the same time, I want to actually go look up what this guy true powers is, because I feel like with all the stuff I've been seeing online, like, there is a breakdown on what his abilities is, and I'm just really curious to see it, man. But you have it where he's facing off against these people in the wall. He's facing off against these people, and you have it where this dog is thinking like, yo, I've seen magic. I thought I've seen magic, but what this guy is doing right here, facing off against these guys, this is real magic. And he's just so impressed with what X is able to do, what X is doing on this battlefield. And he's like, yo, you know, let me see if I can find it real quick. Let me see. Give me a second. Bear with me. I'm gonna see if I can find X battle going on with these guys, so you can see what's actually going down. Because you have it where this guy is actually in the wall, facing off against these opponents, doing all types of stuff right here. Like, you can see him dodging all their moves, and even though they're in a different dimension, it seems as if he still has that speed, which makes him a very fearsome foe. But you have it where X takes care of those guys. Next thing you know, you have it where the final, I guess, fear monster shows up to face off against the dog, as well as Nice showing up too. And you have it where this dog doesn't give up. He just constantly keeps trying to protect this little girl, as well as get the documents. But eventually you get to the point where, you know, the girl saves him from getting hit by an axe. And in that moment, you know, he realized that this girl truly cared for him from the very beginning. She always believed that he was a hero, that he could be a hero. And with all that, all he needed was that 1 point to go up. The 1 point from her believing in him made him become a hero. And he was able to grab that axe and launch it back at this fear monster, and actually take the head off of him. This scene was pretty damn clean, if you ask me. But he manages to take the head off, and at the same time, some of the fear ooze kind of falls on your boy Nice, and Nice starts panicking. He starts going crazy because he doesn't want to be turned into a monster. He's seen what it was capable of doing in the previous episodes when your boy Smile got hit by it. And because of that, you have it where Nice takes off, he flies away, and then everyone starts looking at your boy Ahu as a hero. And you know, they asked him if he did all this on his own. He had a moment where he could have said, you know, X helped him, but he chose not to. And you have it where, because of everyone believing in him as a hero, he gets the ability to talk. So he waits in the hospital for old girl to wake up, and once she wakes up, you know, he tells her like, yo, we were able to save the community thanks to you know, thanks to everyone believing in me, thanks to you believing in me. And then you have the episode pretty much ending where it's one of those scenes where the actual credits is part of the episode. You have Nice talking, saying like, yo, I got some fear on me, I need you to get the fear off me. But the organization that he works for pretty much is saying like, yo, you know, you've lost your spot, there's no way you can get in the top 10. That dog just got in top 10. He's actually in 8th place. And you have it where Nice pretty much goes to the scene with him about to commit suicide, which is crazy to think, man, that we see this moment right here where Nice is about to jump off the building because he feels like his life is over. But it's a crazy episode. But let me know your thoughts on this one down below. If you like the video, thumb it up, please subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll catch you in the next one, the final episode. Peace. Man, this can't be the end of the season, man. This cannot be the end of the season. I need more. To be Hero X.
I got 100 on my dash, got 200 in my trunk. Name in the grab bags for my trunk.
What's up, y'all? We back at it, man, with To Be Hero X, episode 24, man. Hey, look, man, I don't want this season to end, man. this was anime of the season for me, man. It might even be anime of the year. I might have to take some time and sit down and look at the other candidates we had throughout the year so far. But damn, man, 2B Hero X, I don't want it to end. I just had such a great ride learning all the different heroes, you know, seeing what their abilities and powers are. And the one thing I gotta say more than anything, X is broken. I don't care what nobody say. X power is broken. And just, it doesn't even seem like we've seen this guy serious yet. Every battle we've seen him, like in this episode, he's doing nothing but fighting. And no matter what happened, he never seemed like he was caught off guard. He never seemed like he was being pushed to the edge, like he was being overwhelmed. None of that. Like, this dude power is just on a whole nother level when you compare him to the other heroes, man. And you have it where this episode takes place in present day. You know, just a few hours, well, I think like 18 hours before the main event where the top 10 heroes will fight amongst themselves. And we have it where X in his normal form is always overlooked, or at least that's how it appears to be to me. And, you know, you have it where, you know, Dragon Ball, he beat his charge as far as taking down Smile because they consider Smile to be overtaken by fear. So he was acquitted for that. But you have it where all these people are trying to figure out who X is. All these heroes or organizations are trying to figure out who X is because they're afraid. They're afraid that X will become some type of god, you know, just like the guy from back in the day. I believe his name was Zero, if I'm not mistaken. And I want to see everything that led to Zero becoming that person, that evil entity that all these heroes had to team up to take down. I want to see what led to this, what led to that happening to him. But you have it where, you know, Ayu goes to talk to X, you know, to try to convince X to drop down out of the hero running because of the fear that everyone had that he might become a god. He might become overwhelmed with his powers. And you have it where he says like, nah, I'm not going to do that, man. It's time I show you the truth. And you have it where all these organizations are trying to eliminate X and keep him from actually going to the battlefield. But I'm not going to lie to you, man. Watching X in this episode, he's unbeatable. The other heroes as well as the organizations, they gotta realize they can't take this man out. Like, this dude took on like 20, 30 heroes, not to mention minions at the same time. He's taking all these guys down and he's not even breaking a sweat. His ability to warp reality and jump between different dimensions is just, it's unbeatable. It's unbeatable. If he has a threat in one dimension, he jumps to another dimension. And I'm not gonna lie, the snapping of the fingers, I don't know why. I love it, man. The whole, I'm just like, every time he's snapping, I'm like, do it again. I don't know why. Hey, look, y'all probably tired of me doing it, but it's just catchy. It's really catchy. And then there's just the whole spinning of the coin. I want to know how he got this powerful because he showed up out of nowhere without any, you know what I'm saying, without people knowing about him. So how did he gain that trust value? Was this just the power of one person trust? Was it? Is it? I need answers, man. I need season 2, man. I really hope this is like more than 24 episodes. From what I've been told, it's only 24 episodes. But I'm really hoping we get more because I really want to see what actually is going to happen in this tournament, man. And just based off the ending, we're going to get to that in a minute. But we have it here where, you know, X decides to show, you know, the dog the truth. Everything that took place in the past, like everything that went on with the Hero Zero and how, you know, people wanted to take him down because he became a god. And it turns out when it comes to Zero, he was the first hero, the very first hero. People looked at him as a god. And because of that, you know what I'm saying, everything he did kind of shaped and molded reality. He had it right here where he had this one fan, this dedicated fan that was just believed in everything that Zero did, to the point where when Zero ended up killing heroes, his faith didn't falter at all. Zero started killing other heroes, a hero that defied him, the first hero. And then after that, he started taking out many other heroes to the point where they had to team up to take him down. At least that's the story. That's the story that all these agencies, all these other companies told us told us that this is what took place in order to stop Zero. Now, we don't know the real truth. We don't know what really led Zero to, you know what I'm saying, turn on the heroes, if he even did that. Maybe it's the fact that he didn't want to work for an agency. Maybe they were trying to bring agencies into existence and he turned them down. And then that may have led to the lie that they told the world that he was a villain. Maybe he never was a villain. And you know, you have it where X here, he doesn't work for no agency. He lives a normal life. He comes and goes as he please. And you have it where these agencies are upset about it and they want to stop him. They want to keep him from actually entering in the ring for this tournament, because they feel like if he continues to win more competitions, more titles as X, that he will feel like he's a god as well. And like I said, with us not being able to trust what the agency told us was the truth, what really is the truth, man? Like, I want to get behind it all, but you have it where the episode ends where you got everybody lining up to compete to be Hero X. You got all these new heroes showing up, and you got X pretty much explaining to our youth that, yo, we all were intertwined by fate. Like, yo, we were bound to meet one another. We were destined to meet one another. But he wants to change fate. And you have it where all the heroes are just pretty much getting ready for battle, gearing up to see one another, you know. And it's, I ain't gonna lie, the episode looked kind of dope like this as well. I love, that's one of the best things about the series, is just how the art style changes depending on the character they're talking about. But this final I guess CGI just looks really dope for a lot of the characters. But we have it as well while this is going on. We have it where another Nice appears. He has cracks on his face, but he re-emerges. And I wonder if that's the Nice that we know or a whole nother Nice. And he did manage to make top 10 if he's showing up here. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's Lin Ling, but no, he's there as well. So I'm very curious what's going on with Nice being here, because you have it where when he shows up, Ling is looking like, yo, what's going on? You got Dragon Boy here as well. You got Lucky Scion. She's there as well. Of course, Lily, she's there. Let me see. Little Johnny. Is he Little Johnny? I'll be mixing their names up. Little Johnny, Big Johnny. And the crazy thing is you got Deathblade there. I thought he retired. But if you look right here, you see all the people talking about Nice. I wish we actually knew what they were saying right here. I wish they would have actually did text, subtext for this as well. But you have that going on. And then you got Ayu, he's there as well. And then you got Hero X showing up as well. And this is how it ends. Now, this episode does end with a bang, with a big cliffhanger, because if you look at it, you see the way it's going off. It's showing a whole different scenario, a whole different battle going on. We're seeing some new heroes, some old heroes. We just see a lot going on as this episode goes off. And, they got the original theme song, which for some odd reason, I love that theme song. But as that's going on, you got it where different heroes is facing off against this entity. And I believe, I like the way Ling's outfit looks now. It kind of looks like a mixture of a nice outfit and like something of his own. But we have it where he says, like, yo, Zero was never destroyed. He lives on. His will lives on, so he lives on. So maybe he never was destroyed. Maybe he's in prison, or the way it was kind of coming off like that one person with the long hair that pretty much was the uncle of Iso. Like, he may actually be Zero, and for whatever reason he was able to survive. I'm not really sure. That's why I said this show ended in so many cliffhangers, man. I need answers, man. But I'm not gonna lie, this still looked beautiful seeing all the heroes fight together. I wonder how Nice is going to feel about Ling kind of pretty much taking his spot in a sense. I'm very curious about how that's going to go down. But yeah, you got all these different heroes working together, and then the animation for this part right here just looks so beautiful. This is probably the best animations or animation style they chose, but this looks so amazing, man. But I can't wait to see what's going to happen. But let me know your thoughts down below. If you like the video, thumb it up, please subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace.